Bard ulti went missing. He's walking forward. He thinks that I need space because I want to keep maximizing the distance between myself and the threats on the flank. Walks over the trap, instant cleanses it, needs to make space while the tanks are also walking forward. Right now, Fnatic find themselves in a good position, and what does Upset think over here is like, oh man, my tank is getting focused from everywhere. Everyone gets to hit my tank for free while I am stuck in this position here with eyes on me. So right now, I need to do something. I need to find the position, and now I will take the portal. And that's all and good. But why did I take that portal? So let's rewind it down a little bit. What are the threats that he is looking at? He's looking at Caps' Charm, he's looking at Bard, and he's looking at Skarner. That was the Skarner E right there. He used it. Ambessa ult is about to come in. There it is. He used it. Right now, I'm about to break some rules. I'm about to take this portal and not care about anything that I just said before because all of the threats are gone. I'm going to walk into here with the enchanter in my back so that I can make more space. I reposition. I wait for my enchanter. Now there's still no threats. Everything is on cooldown. The tank is making space for me. I get to tank him for free because there's just not enough threats. That Sama was still on the side and Caps is nowhere to be seen. So that's why Upset loves enchanters, because he gets to do all of those things because there's no tanks in the game.
You sound a bit hello. You sound a little bit angry about it.
Why?
I don't know. You sound aggressive about it. That there's no tanks in the game.
Because he's in the zone.
Yeah, but there's no tanks in the game.
It's okay. So I know I'm angry because I never got to do cool things like that. All I need to do, I'm the Scion in that clip, and I'm just like, ooh, Upset. Hey, my lord, walk forward. You can do some damage.
I know you never got to the damage while you were playing, but you don't have to make it so obvious how pet you are about it.
It's true.
Like,
But the bot lane,
I was never the superstar, man. I just sat there all the time.
It's true.
And you were getting hit a lot. You looked really cool while you were getting out the tank.
You won a title more recently than Fnatic, though.
That's true.
You always have that. So, Fnatic versus SK. SK, they're down in the dumps, right? Their margins for getting the playoffs is getting smaller as we speak. Fnatic, though, Finn, tell me about that victory versus G2 and how much higher you think they are, if they had a glow up or not.
I mean, before that series, I would say rightfully so, really down on Fnatic. They looked lost, they looked disjointed, but I think, as Odo highlighted beautifully, this shift into the enchanter meta is exactly what Upset needed. I think back to Upset, who made Hylissang play Lulu, who made Hylissang play Yuumi and shined while doing so. Now going up in his former teammate in mikyx, I think the bottom matchup will be so pivotal, because when I play with mikyx and he picked enchanters, he usually went 0-10.
Okay, so you had a note about this graphic, right?
Odo? Me?
No, the fact that Upset's numbers?
I don't remember.
You said that your stats person, Hayden, told you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now I get it, yeah.
Okay.
So we actually saw these stats, because I requested these stats, and I was like, Mickey probably beats Upset a lot. But it's not that close as I thought. And that's probably because whenever Mickey would be dumpstering Upset, it probably didn't make playoffs. So that's probably why the stats look like this, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, Upset's going to look to put another notch in his belt over Mickey in this one. Fnatic versus SK. It was once El Clasico, but time has run past both of these teams. Fnatic is looking to get back in the saddle after they just beat G2. So let's see who comes out ahead. This is Fnatic versus SK Gaming.
Oh yes, it is. The Unk matchup it would be if Fnatic weren't so young in many aspects. Razork waving to our giant crowd here today as, I don't know, Upset and Mickey just cheering it to one another. As myself and Betty will take you through this magnificent Monday to be.
Hello. How you doing?
Not bad. I missed your play-by-play. I never knew I'd miss it because I've never heard it before, you know?
There's nothing to miss.
Well,
play-by-play is much harder than I give you guys credit for.
Really?
Yeah, I find in the middle of a team fight, my brain picks like 1,000 things in an instant, and the words can't keep up.
I know, because, and especially now, I've noticed in the past 5 or 6 years, the game gets more and more complicated with these new releases of champions.
Yeah. There was one moment where 3 champs were stacked on top of each other.
Yes.
And all I said was, the HP bars! Because in my brain, all I could think of was, I can't see the HP bars.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, play is hard, so I'm glad I'm sitting over here. I get to kind of go back to letting you do all the hard work, and I'll just yap about the game.
I don't know about that. I thought I was getting replaced today. I'm not going to lie. I was going to come in and try and do color, but...
well, we're getting ready for game 1 of this best of 3, SK versus Fnatic. Strangely, Fnatic come in as the favorites.
Yeah. And it's a weird timeline. I mean, we thought G2 came back from first stand, as, I guess, kind of like a strong opponent, right? But then, lo and behold, it's G2 regular season, and Fnatic just stepped up out of nowhere. So going up against SK, you're damn right, as Fnatic are on first pick here on the red side as we're getting you into first pick and ban of your Monday. Azir Oriana on the left-hand side of your screen, SK making sure no control mages. Go to Vladdy, and no big majors that we know in the LEC that still hit hard in 26.7.
I dragi gledalci, dobar dan i dobrodošli. Evo nas u još jednom danu leca. Taman sam knap došao na draft. Da izdelimo storije, da javimo ljudima i da se bacimo na lagano lec uživanje. Mislim da je čudno što nisu Ezreala uzeli, ćemo iskreno. Mislim da je to Ezreal pick jer je Ezreal broken, iskreno. Tako, podijelili smo na Discordu, se ćemo podelimo na storiju i čekamo samo Jopa nam dođu u kadar. Au, skemovali su nas.
Have such a high priority on this champion, but I think most of the time it really just it doesn't work out. Yeah. I hope that EU doesn't start adopting that approach because our chases aren't even that good. So I feel like Pantheon makes way more sense. The other question is, what do you now pair with the Karma? I mean, you could go for the beauty of Ezreal Karma is that they both just poke very nicely with one another, right? They both got excellent range, they get priority in the lane, it's a lovely symbiotic relationship.
So Corki, right?
Well, Corki would be my first instinct, yes, but I'm wondering if they're, like, you could do Karma Caitlyn, for example, if you just want range and lane dominance. Oh, well, okay, wow. Cool, there we go.
Okay, Karma locked in.
Oh, 5 wins, Caitlyn. 1 loss for Caitlyn here in the LEC. That's
not what I thought.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I didn't really associate EU with Caitlyn, but we've got a lot of good Caitlyn players apparently. As Victor, apparently 4 of them are Kazi.
Now that doesn't surprise
that doesn't, yeah, that makes sense. All right, so leader going to be locking in the Victor. I prefer this a lot more over the Aurelia into Ezreal Karma, I will say. Now, Yoppa getting his hands on the Ezreal, that's exciting for me. He's a young man that is very aggressive. And we've seen him try to put SK on his back multiple times, and I feel like this is a champion that can definitely allow him to do that.
I mean, talking about the Seraphine we saw only, a day ago, I do feel like, or a couple of days ago, I do feel like putting him in something like that is so disheartening when you're right. He is like the star power AD carry that will eat forward on the Ezreal.
Ne znam i koliko mi ovdje prvi game znači. Jer obe ekipe su jako klimave ove sezone, tako da ko će ga znati.
Potential top tanks right now. Rumble, Aurora both taken off the board, and Nara also gone too means Fnatic might handshake here. There's a bit of a question mark.
Yeah, I think that it could be an Emperor Scion angle. I think that right now what this Caitlyn needs is a front line to be able to play around. They could then round things out with a nice comfy mage for Vladdy in the middle lane. Right now, it seems that they're contemplating the Renegade.
But Wonder does play Canon, and even though we've had one great game and one...
Ezreal Nami. Interesantno.
I think Ahri Scion is a nice closeout. What you've got then is good pick potential. You've got solid... Well, I would say their engage is probably their weakest point. That's why I think adding a Cassante, I think, limits your ability to start fights a little bit. But you do have, at the very least, a solid front line for the Caitlyn to play around. Ahri plus Pantheon allows you side lane potential pick. And, I mean, I guess they do have a solid front to back, but in my mind, when you've got Ahri Panth, that kind of wants to do something slightly different to what Caitlyn Karma wants to do. So a little bit disjointed, but I see the idea, especially if you get first on an objective, that is very difficult to approach. Caitlyn traps the threat of the Ahri charm, the poke that's going to come through from the Karma. That's a Twisted Fate top lane,
That is a Twisted Fate top lane, but you know what? Wonder does not surprise me. The most played is a Nivea, like that kind of tells you the story of what's going on.
Who is the mid laner on this team?
I don't know. We've gone from leader, like, starting to play mages, going back
What the fuck se dogodilo upravo?
Doesn't look great at the moment. Runs back to mages anyway, and then Wonder's playing this top.
Wonder is, I mean, I feel like he's just adding unique champs to his list. The thing is this even another one? Stats, let us know. Does he even add another unique champion to his pool, or has he played TF before?
That's all race you, by the way. I have a computer. So, while we're on this note,
It's not a unique
Guys?
He's already
Guys?
played games of TF before.
Guys?
Yeah, I mean, they are professionals.
Zašto igraju TF-a na topu, ljudi?
Comp if it runs behind doing any damage, or you think because there's no tank actually does it matter because there's no tank? There's like a bruiser, we've got an enchanter though. Victor range I think is a problem as the game goes on.
I mean, well, I don't think Victor really has a range problem. I think that...
No, as a positive, his range is hard to walk into,
Sorry,
you know?
I misunderstood. My apologies. I agree with you that Fnatic is a little bit limited in damage, only in the sense that, let's say Ari drops her combo, where does the rest of the damage then come from, right? Like, you are super dependent on upsets hitting hard.
Yeah.
And so the resources for Fnatic need to be invested in to the bot side of the map. And this is a bit of an old school tried and true classic for Fnatic. When in doubt, play for bot lane. This has been a decade in the making. And we'll see whether or not they can pull it off. Because you are right, Yopper and Leader do have a lot of range available to them. The side lane threat of Wonder is going to be very interesting. Is it? It must be, yeah, it's ADTF top lane.
Wait, okay.
I don't know if you remember. Do you remember when ADTF was simply just so broken? It was a top
Da,
lane pick.
fuck!
Season are we in?
Če moram upalim kamer, mislim moram da upalim fizički.
No, it was recently. It was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, bro, I can't remember. That's even worse for me.
Yeah.
Like,
No. There was an era where
What
Twisted Fate
the
top was just
fuck?
absolutely disgusting meta, and he was played top as well, and you could flex
Okay.
him into mid if you wanted to.
Zašto?
ADTF as
What?
well. I swear it was ADTF.
Presti
what's the
attack
hope here?
Twisted
You play
Fate.
the wrong king first or something, or... I mean, we're going to be questioning the build. I'm just theory
I'm
crafting
going
with
to
you
be
because...
completely honest with you. I do not know what the up-to-date TF build is.
What? For top lane AD? All right.
Yeah, we're going to learn together, my friend. That's what we're going to do.
You know what is so funny is a big shout out to the ADs helping us in production as well. Kraken Slayer is the expectation for that top lane.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I came into today ready to play leader bingo.
Bro,
Now, I'm a little bit
šta?
upset because we're looking at top lane, pulling out champion after champion. Wonder's played this twice, but leader's playing a normal control mage.
He is. That he is.
Mislim, Viktora ni bio šta god, bre, Viktor Ari je šta god, ali TF na topu. Ja ne znam, šta ti buildaš na TF-u da ubiješ Kisante, ovako sad 0-3. Botrk, Rageblade, Terminus, ti dalje ne ubijaš Kisantea. Mislim, ubijaš ga. Ako stoji, pušte da ga biješ. Ali također tog TF-a Kisante shota ulti, tako da nisam baš siguran kako to funkcioniše.
I somewhat expected Skins to path top to try and leverage this prio. Maybe he could even then threaten the respawn of the Raptors on the top side. Regardless, he is going to be in the bot side of the Rift, potentially there to act as a counter gank, as Fnatic may very well look for an early game play of their own.
As you said, there's a lot of priority that's going to be in this bottom lane for Fnatic. We talked about it before. I feel like Razork is someone who, in the past, set up tent down here, and we all know that Razork, in a recent series versus G2, really showcased what an early game jungler looks like. And I think what we remember of Razork from his prime, and I would even say in the highlights of last year.
Absolutely. He's a player that, regardless of Fnatic slumps over the years...
Ne znam. Moram upalim live chat samo da vas vidim lepo.
And so much of that is simply due to his ability to impact the early game. Now, I will say, since the departure of Humanoid, I feel like that we've seen mixed...
Problem je što TF... Caitlyn outrangeuje TF-a, ti u late game-u si samo shotovan. Mislim, ja sam testirao neki Dusk and Dawn TF, kao to je okej, on hit Dusk and Dawn, možda. On čeka port. Mislim, mehanički Wunder lepo igra, nije da ne igra, stvarno okej, mislim. Igra on fine TF-a na topu, ali proigraš TF-a na topu, ne znam. Baš sam ono... Baš sam u blagoj neverici šta se događa, iskreno.
Is a super obnoxious laner to play against the passive that he has. Hang on, I can look up the name of it right now. I always forget this stuff.
The loaded dice, the money?
The stack deck. The
E passive.
The E passive.
Oh yeah, just the on hit. Yeah,
just because it just hurts, bro. And he's put 3 points in it. He hasn't even taken a point in his queue.
Ne treba mu kuna TF.
Would do on a Twisted Fate because you don't care about it, right?
Yep.
Tako je.
Auto attack down.
Bravo, Kasteri. Ne uzimate ku nikad. ADTF radi E-Max. Uzima E, To se uzima W pa E, pa W pa E, pa U, tipa na 8. levelu uzme Q tek. A lider nosi, moguće, vidi. Sve je moguće. Mislim, kažem, ono što kao optimalno kako ubijaš tenkove, Botrk, Rageblade, Terminus. To ti je Health Shred, Double Health Shred, Armor Pen. To ti je ideja, mislim, zato se builda kao to. Ali, brate, ne znam. Razumem izolovano kao pikaš ti F-a u Xante, ako da si piko Vayne na topu, nije bitno. Ali... jako čudno. Ni to je fajn, nebitno je. Bitno im je samo da tenkovi tenkuju. Ne padnu previše behind kao team. Jer oni imaju 2 solo lanera koja jedinu defanzivu koju mogu da imaju je Zonja. Kao Caitlyn Zonja ne radi.
Ward vision cleared by SK and Razok. He backs up, he took a bit of damage from the Dragon. The crab is topside. The problem for Razok is he's not going to be able to... Yeah, I think that's a smart choice. Just go back to base. With no pressure top, there's nothing he can do. He would have been better off if it was bot, just because he has bot prio. But if you have no top prio...
Razmišljam da im je Xinim je u stvari giga dobar pik. Jer treba im nešto što možda ne bude šotovano od Keitari. Xin kad upali ulti, ali ne prima damage, tako da to je nešto. Jopa je dobio Ezreala, tako da on je dosta srećan. Pričali smo njegove najbolje performanse su na Ezu. Mada SK 1-4, Fnatic 1-2, kažem. Obe ove ekipe se nisu nešto pretjerano dobro pokazale u prvom delu Split. Pantheon je hito 6. Sad ćemo ono što mu, mislim, kapiram Wunder prvo Botrk, verovatno. Ne, Kraken prvo. Dobro, ja ne volim Kraken kao item, da budemo fair, ja sam Kraken hater. Nisam Kraken hater, samo ne vidim point u item.
Ash is 575. I don't think there's actually another AD carry that has 600 range as a base.
I mean, I always thought Caitlyn's was like 625, Eddie.
It might even be. But my point is that her base attack range is so high that against many AD carries, it's very difficult for them to trade back. So that's what Caitlyn is very well known for, her lane supremacy. And that's often why you see if Caitlyn isn't getting in the lane, something's gone wrong, is that's an all-in and top lane.
Yeah, but it's also going to be an all-out from Wonder too. He's just gone. So
all-in and all-out. Gde si, Jacki? Ne, baš je insane, brate, baš je insane. Ne znam, evo, još rašuje Kraken. Mislim, Kraken je physical damage, ti nećeš ubiti Xante, a Xante će nastokovati armor, bit će immortal. Kraken za true damage, da možda pre 5 godina, pa da, jeste.
She just automatically gets it, and she has 50 range to play with to make sure she's always getting that 10%.
You're in your kitchen.
Ne znam, stvarno nemam. Mislim, samo se razumemo. Meni je ovo jako fan. Znači, ja ovo volim da vidim. Nemojte da shvatite se ja... Ne, ovo je brutalno. Ali me kao legitimno zanima šta će raditi. Kao zanima me kako Wunder planira da bude koristan u ovoj partiji. Jer mislim kad pogledate šta radi TF, znači on pick-offuje ljude sa RFC buildom, obično AP, i igra split push. A sad vrate da se zapitam kao šta bi rađe Vayne ili TF-a, verovatno bi rađe imao Vayne na topu, zar ne? Ako neću da budem u fight, hoću samo splitam. Ovo sam ja pre 6 godina TF na topu full AD. Vidi, TF je bio prefer. Ja sam igrao AD carry TF-a. Ja sam mnogo volao, malo, kratko je bio u meti AD carry TF. Ja sam ga igrao ko lud. Mislim, zato što generalno volim Gambita iz X-mena. To mi je drugi omiljeni mutant, mi je Gambit. I onda kao ideja lika koji gađa kartama je samo jako zabavno. I kad god je TF AD viable, ja igram AD TF jer je fun. Ali znaš, sad ramišljam u ovom gameu specifično kao šta Šta njima TF donosi ovde? Instant stun na Ari možda kad ulta unutra? A moraš baš da budeš brz sa lokovanjem yellow karda. Ha, nemam pojma, alternativno, da, to gledam, mislim. Nema, to je true, to je true.
It does feel like this early game for SK. The balance is definitely going to be more in their favor. Small lead for bot we talked about.
Baš nisam pametan,
Right
iskreno.
now 15 CS up. And with that passive, 700 gold in the bank, I think we're going to see that early crack.
Mislim, ono što Wunder radi, za vas koji niste gledali ove sezonu LEC CSK pogotovo, Wundera Nivio igra na topu, svaki game. Sto fazonu šta radi sa Nivijom? Ništa. Brat na topu, farma. Ima dobar CS, skela i onda u late game-u kao nije bitno je li top. Igraće onako kako se igra hero, igra Niviju, stoji pozadi, baca zidove, traži stanove, jeli. Možda mu je plan isto s TF-om, ali zaista... Ne znam. Mislim, naskilovat će, on već vodi 1000 golda, a ako pogledate samo stanje ima 2 plate. Mislim, Aksanta hoće ga povede na avanturu. Kamera top place, hvala. Empiros push u zid i onda ult nazad u kulu i I can show you the world. A Wunder nema TP. Ne može Empiros, ne može da ga najuri. Sad je samo pitanje na koju će stranu. Nope. Dobro, Razork je bacio flash, fine.
Now they turn their attention to the middle lane. Both junglers in the area.
Chan needs a hit and it definitely does with the spirit rush.
Okay.
They get a flash out of lead.
Flash na lideru također. Sigurno je probao u Screamu. Da, sigurno je probao u Screamu. Mislim, ne bi on to random piko svakako, ali... Ja kad god vidim Wundera, ja sebe uvek samo zapitam zašto ne Gragas. Či meni je to. Njegov Gragas je toliko clean. Či neko mi kaže Gragas nije meta. Mislim, nije ni TF na topu, ako ćemo iskreno, ali... Kako već čiza s pikovima, nemam pojma. Mislim, ajde, vidimo. Što bi rekli Englezi, benefit of the doubt. Možda... Znaš, možda tu ima nešto što mi ne znamo. Ko zna? Samo nije li čujete ovo lepo. Čujete dobro. Uzeo je Kraken u crit. RFC? Kapiram RFC, brate. Kapiram RFC. Šta kažem za Velju? Svaka mu čast, brate moj, svaka mu čast. Mislim da je super napravio bazu kad ode u Koreju da proba sad i tamo da hita rank 1 i mislim da možda hitaju u Koreji jer... Iskreno mislim da je čak West možda i teži od Koreje. I za solo queue. Mada nemam pojma, nije kao da gledam nešto puno Koreju. Ali ne znam da li je Nak-Naku ikada hitovo rank 1 na Westu. Ja u Koreji je hito, tako da ko zna.
And SK, that sizable lead also in the mid lane as Wonder's now changing lanes, as you like to say, Petty. So he's walking towards bot. Ulti almost up and available as well, so that if there is some kind of grub contest turning into a herald contest as that develops, Wonder can just push out the wave and move towards top.
I do wonder if they'll keep the Caitlyn bot lane. It looks like they're not going to, but with the amount of damage done to that tower, I felt like that maybe they just want to play for that tower to just secure it. But I guess they can also make the argument, hey, if we just send Ari down there, eventually that tower's going to fall. He can just play safe, and instead we can start working on hitting that mid tower down, leveraging the range that the Caitlyn does have.
It'll be interesting to see if Flighty can find anything as well, because you can see that
ide kolektor Infinity LDR RFC. Ali mi se slažemo da taj build nema smisla ovaj game, zar nema to? Mislim, moguće, ne znam, kao legitimno ne znam, pitam, hoću da naučim ja. Nisam gledao TF-a.
They knew that Leader still had no flash from the mid lane play. Great punish on the top lane. And I like the idea. They thought to themselves, you know what, I think that actually the TF will have a slightly easier time against the Ahri.
Yeah.
And so we'll send Wonder down into that matchup, start threatening that bot tower. But in the long lane, Victor, you can see how dangerous it can be when you don't have that flash. The traditional problems that many mid lane mages have in these side lanes. Herald going to be spawning in 18 seconds. No ulti available for Razork, but he's already back out onto the map. Quick base going to come through from Empress. He's going to spend some gold of his own. We'll see as I expect a contest from both sides for this objective.
Yeah, that Herald's so important. Opening up that mid lane, and I think it's Ezreal a chance to have a little bit more freedom. It's just question how Fnatic find their way in, because poke here from Razork, he just bops his way back. I will also say for this upcoming objective, upset no ulti. Razork has to kind of stay in the vicinity. No ulti there either. Did burn it on that top lane play, so maybe small advantage here for SK. The true shot barrage will be up in a moment. Calstorm will be joining in as well, and as this wave is...
Za mene nema smisla ništa, ali Kraken first cloak i long switch samo je taj bil ko si nam je... čudno je. Jer sam u fazonu, rašovanje kolektora u Xantea mi se čini samo... Kao neko ko nisam gledao ADTF-a skoro. Da, naravno vidi, solo queue slažem se, sure, kolektor u solo queue uvijek fajn. Ali kao, šta će ti u plated steel cap, Iceborg gotet, jakšo Xantea da uzmeš kolektor?
So he's going to be sent to the bottom lane, that tower getting lower and lower. Objective going to be started off by Fnatic, but there's that first tower of the game going the way of Fnatic.
Bad Empress already making the move up as well. He's definitely going to develop leader, he's just waiting at 6k. Herald might be taken down for the fight afterwards here for SK, but Skeen's now in full vision of it as well. The eye exposed, there's Destiny, and its fate, its hand is going to land where? Well, jumping in already. SK decided they're going to back off. HP is gone to the Herald. And Razork just backs to the side, so whatever, that's the play from SK. The contest doesn't work out.
I'm shocked that Fnatic got away with that.
Yeah.
They really did not have the health advantage. Upset was at 50% HP, Razork was at 50% HP, but SK, they threw out the ult. Oh, hang on.
Tako.
I see a Pantheon.
Na šta ide? Na šta možda ide? Hexoptic. Da, Hexoptic. Ili će ići na shield, bo nemam pojma. Endovan era. Vidi, na staroj slici sam imao 107 kila. Tako da ove sam u slika iz teretane, bukvalno. Sa Reborn hoodijem. Jopa igrao EBL, jeste. Igrao EBL.
For SK.
They get the flash out from Lospa, they'll secure the dragon, all off of a overcommitted play from Razork. Now he is a full level behind Skeens. I know he's technically 2 right now, but a single camp will close that gap. And Fnatic throwing away the advantage that they'd started to build in an overzealous play that was just unnecessary.
Everything bot lane for Fnatic has not been nice so far. Everything bot lane has just not felt too great. And there's a small gold lead brewing, but the Dragon's going to be a big issue as Upset just gets hit with everything.
Gdje si popo?
We hyped up this man.
Zbog Siza, zašto ih si nultova.
Ezreal is only going to E forward, as you see there.
Pairing with the Nami as well.
Ko dobija? Nemam ideje. Obe ekipe su relativno loše ovaj split. Mixi nisam siguran, veoma moguće, ali nisam 100% siguran. Igrao je Limit, igrao je Milica, igrao je Sakre, igrao je Šripel, to je već 4. Nije. Ne, ima ih. Igrao je Komp, igrao je Labrov, igrao je Mersa. Ma jok, igralo je mnogo ljudi EBL, pa let's, mnogo.
I'm going to find out.
He's like 550, I want to say.
I love this game as a quiz. I thought it was mega small. I thought it was like, no, it's not, is it?
No. Šta se neće igrati, nemam pojma. Ono što znam za Venju da ide u Koreju, pa će tamo streamati solo queue iz Koreje. To je jedino što znam. Da on i Milica zajedno putuju u Koreju i onda će tamo da grinduju solo queue. To im je kao sljedeća tačka, sljedeći content koji će raditi. A posle neki tim nešto, mislim ne znam, možda, nemam pojma.
Functionally just do the same thing. That's why I think it's the least interesting role.
You've offended the the whole
Yeah,
AD
it's
carry
true, I
job,
have.
bro.
I feel like that their whole thing is just I hit you with auto attacks. And sometimes I can cast spells, but I just have to, you know, it's just kind of whatever.
That's AD carry, yeah, silly roll, isn't it? You know? Better when mages are played, isn't it? As tidal wave, but it's buffered. Razork gets in first. There's a stun. Mickey flashes away to survive. Skeens runs in, and here's Wonder.
Stiže Wunder.
There's Wonder. Eddie's done.
Well, nice pick started off by Fnatic. The response from SK was quick. But look at Razork, he's eager to make some action happen on the Rift. He's looking for an ult.
Spirit Rush right into melee way. Look at the charm, and with the Chaos Storm down, you think maybe there can be a trade, but Leader needs to do a little bit more damage than that. But
Ne, nema damage.
get the kill as he runs out of mana.
Nema damage-a, Leader.
In the nick of time, Wonder's now running on up because he had no choice.
Šta je s Wunderom? Nemam pojma, legitimno nemam pojma.
And the play ends with
Igrao je Aniviju na topu zadnjih nekoliko gameova u lecu. I sad je u fazonu daj da ga malo pecnem po TF-u, ali fan je, vidi, ako ništa zabavno je. Samo ne znam zašto TF, ali okej. Ono. Najbirši pa nemam pojma, vrati. Velja je najbolje rangiran free agent, to je nešto.
While Vladdy secures a solo tower top lane, Fnatic, just like that, have actually gained a huge amount of momentum back. Again, really impressive from Razork to realize, hang on, there's an opportunity in top lane. I think I'm going to go for it. Throws out the ultimate, punishes Leader for being way too deep in the lane.
I sad Dagger verovatno u RFC. Kuku random TF build, baš nisam pametan, iskreno. Baš nisam pametan. I onda Jopa koji prste polomi da Xanteju skine TP shield, jer Xante tako funkcioniše.
Every death has felt very impactful in terms of the game state.
But you know, it's happening again, and I'm worried about SK, Betty, because it was like that against MKOI. And
Nevjerovatno, ne znam. Sad već gube 1000 golda. I TF-ov ceo lead je pao. TF je vodio 1000 golda pre 10 minuta i se krenuo da gubi. Iako TF zbog pasivne prirodne ima mnogo više golda. Znate šta je problem? Još 2 itema na Caitlyn. TF će da umre od shota. To je problem. Jer ti na TF-u buildaš full damage, uletiš u Caitlyn basic, Caitlyn ti skine 70% health-a. A Hexoptics mi je toliko random item na TF-u, jer kao šta buildaš? Jel buildaš crit TF-a? Ili ne buildaš crit? Buildaš nešto drugo? Šta radi Lider? Lideru, šta je ta pozicija Lideru? Ali ima flash ako ništa pa je fine. Nakon MVP, rano. Imao je nekoliko partija koje nisu bile optimalne. Juče nije dobro igrao toliko nakon. Vampiros malo grifa. Malo grifucka, da brna flash pred Drake-a baš nema smisla.
Fnatic's approach to Dragons this game has been abysmal. Oh yeah. They have been getting caught, their approach, their positioning has not been ideal, and
Pa ništa, onda RFC Infinity LDR. Šta će? I dok ne dobiješ LDR ne radiš damage, ali nema veze, šta sad, bože moj.
There is that one deep ward. Observers are highlighting it for us now on the bottom of your screen just by the red buff, but there's no TPs to take advantage of it. So I don't think that they can really
G2 igra dobro, G2 Case igra dobro. Navi igra dobro, Lileč baš lepo igra. Navi baš onako dobija mesta u našim srcima. Uši, lep cleanse. Kojem je da MVP-a? Na Rileču, verovatno. Verovatno Rileču. Mada mislim da ne mogu nikom da dam MVP-a još zato što imaš ekipe koje su odigrale 6 partija, imaš ekipe koje su odigrale 2. Tako da mislim da tu nemaš baš... Znaš, ne mogu da kažem, brate, fair je, a neko je odigrao 4 puta manje partija od ovog drugog. Znaš. Da su svi odigrali jednak broj gamova, bilo bi mnogo lakše da kažemo šta i kako. Kuku, lep cleanse od Lospe, nisu ga ni prokomentarisali. Insane cleanse od Lospe. Baš insane. Šta bi rekao za G2? Da grifuju kada Skuma ne igra svoje heroje. Izgubili su od Fnatica. Jedina pobjeda Fnatica je protiv G2-a kada je Skuma pikao Skarnera i... Zaboravio sam šta drugo. Zašto mislim da Neme ne igra LEC? Jer je objektivno bolje većina mid lanera. Ko zna, brate. Vjerovatno zato što Nemesis ne želi da igra sa Loot i LEC ekipu, a nijedna high tier ekipa neće ga zove. Vjerovatno se s Fnaticom nije najbolje rastao. G2 nikad neće da menja, Casey neće da menja, a mislim da on neće da igra ni za koga ostalog. To je moj neki tik, ali ko zna, mislim, to su vjerojatno neke ličnije stvari. To je fazon.
Very high attack speed, very reliant on his passive. I mean, you're starting to see it now. It is so satisfying playing ADTF when you're at this point.
I want to see the damage come out. Emperor's not going to launch anything severe.
Watch Yeti damage.
Okay, so
that was one order. That's decent.
Šta van auto 3 puta ga udario? What the fuck?
Starts to look scary. You know what I mean? Like once the autos really start to come through, the Kraken Slayer in conjunction with your E passive, it gets pretty nasty.
And once you run out of Pathmaker on Cassante and you can't buffer out from the gold card, the cooldown is quite low at this point, yeah.
Cassante having cooldowns, that's good, that's funny.
I mean, Pathmaker's like 10, 12 seconds, isn't it? That's something. He's unstoppable for a basic ability.
I was just making a joke.
I know, but it's been a while, bro. It's a Monday, okay? I just got back, I just got off being sick, bro. I'm trying to catch up.
It's alright, bro. Take your time.
I've been sitting at home.
You got 3 minutes until the next dragon, and I promise you no one's going to start a Baron.
You reckon?
Yeah. It's mega in if you start Baron.
Yeah, but we're talking...
Yeah, okay, these might not be the strongest teams, but they're not just going to throw... They might throw at Baron.
Mego, moguće. Šta najbolje igrati je najbolje... Ja sam čuo Arame, ali nisam 100% siguran. Čuo sam da nekako kao ako igraš Arame, MMR ti se malo nešto menja. Na kraju dana vidi, nije ni bitno. Ti ako kreneš da stompaš dovoljno, ti se klajmao ti brzo, pa se klajmao ti brzo. Evo tu šta, pogotovo te prve partije, pošto ti one dosta MMR-a pulaju. Prvih nekoliko rankta samo prestompaš i to je to. Mislim, zvuči kao jednostruko, samo pobedim. Ali to je koncept. Wunder ima ult. Dup. Da, play je bio da se gamba čar, nije imao vremena. Jer on tebe vidi, ti njega ne vidiš, tako da gdje god je ultao, porta se i to je to. Dudu, lol. Izvinjam se. I sad TF mrtv. Ima flash i ghost, ali mislim da nemaš. Mislim, 290 farma, to je super, ali brate, šta on radi? Šta on radi? Ja nemam pojma, legit.
Fnatic very much relying on their jungler to keep them afloat in terms of gold. And look at the lead upsets now generated. 1.2k the advantage for him. LDR now completed, 3 items finished on the Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Fnatic definitely still have ways to come out ahead in this in this game 1.
It's not over yet, but a minute 15 there will be a Dragon Soul that does make them a little bit harder to get through, or rather SK harder to get through. And Veti, I mean Dragon so far have been...
Lider će scalovati giga dobro. I opet je mnogo jak u ovom delu partije. Ali problem je što Upset nije behind. U smislu, Upset je i dalje vodi, ima 50 kripova više. Ima 30 kripova više, ima 1200 golda više. I da ti imaš 3 itema gdje je tvoj spike, ali Upset sedi na 3... Upset, ako nas ti djede kuve, bit će u problemu, ali... Upset 75% krita, bubreg vadi s basic attackovima, iskreno, mnogo jak. Gdje će Empiros crni? Jako lep cleanse od Lospe. Lospa mnogo lepo igra. Miko, mislim se niste razumeli. Čekaj, ti si pitao za MMR ili da nabiješ level? Pošto je brat pitao šta da radi da nabije MMR, a ti si mu rekao kako brzo da dobije level. Što su dva drugačija pitanja. Jer ti new player bundle ne pomaže da imaš bolji MMR. To je bitna stvar, da se ne zbuniš. Empiros preferira. Wunder ga je mind controlovao s TF-om. Ma, upset i KD. Ujš, damage. Oni čekaju Razorka da ulta. Dobro, to je Fnaticovo. Nema šta. Da će biti live-a. A vrate, trebalo bi ma, bio bi red, zar ne? Nisam dugo. Mislim, jesam u subotu. A mora malo da se družimo večeras. Neki solok je se pecne malkice, da imamo kako ide. Da imamo mogu hitam 300 LP-a. Flash in from Razork, but then too deep of a commitment. Skins never even gets to ult. He gets insta-charmed by Vladdy. The jungler is gone, and now Fnatic have a much more comfortable position to play off of. Da, mislim, to ti je, da, čisto samo da ne dođe do konfuzije, ništa drugo. Ono, XP boosti brže boosta level da dođeš levela 30, ali na MMR ti ne utiče. Na MMR ti utiče možda ako se levelaš preko Arama i ako pobeđuješ Arame, to je jedina stvar. To je fora. Kad idem duo s Asusom, ko zna, brate, sve je moguće. Mada mislim da se on klajma s Nikolom sad. A vidi, znaš šta je meni interesantno? Teslis je rekao da će igrati IBL u Lupusu, nemamo zvaničnu potvrdu, ali čuli smo da će Teslis igrati u Lupusu. Možda će Nikola igrati u Lupusu, ko zna. Ovo nije official info, samo da se ogradim. Samo da se ogradim, ljudi. Znači, ovo nije official info. Samo to je neko moje mišljenje. Kao, možda ako igraju duo, možda će igrati u zajedno u istoj ekipi. Ja bih volio vidim Tese i Nikolo zajedno. Koji si sad ilo? Sad sam master 290 LP-a, tako nešto. Fali mi game do 300 LP-a sad, ako se ne varam. Tako da sad chillamo malo u masteru. Raito, dobar je Raito, dobar je. Da li SK mora završi brzo? Mogu li vidjeti teamfight kasnije? SK, promeni su overlay. Mogu i kasnije dobiti teamfightove, da. Kad kreće IBL za 2 dana? U sredu kreće IBL, sreda u 6. Kažeš ako prvi put igraš ranked i draft MMR utiče to kako ćeš imati? Nisam siguran. Ja sam čuo da Arami utiču, ne znam nija kako. Da će već dovesti neki light steam? Možda. Pješo mid, patkica, Lotus, topside. Raito, Teslis. Pa to je solidan roster, brate. Dobio sam neke ozbiljne informacije koje ne samo pročitam. Što Challenger i Game Master otiši toliko high? Zašto je Rio tal lokov LP? Ne ovako. The worst thing they can do is exactly what Skins did in the last fight, which is, I'm going to close the gap for you. They also really don't want to allow the Caitlyn to be first on the objective. No. Oh, Razork, I don't know if you can face it. It is dark. He walks into a gold card, can't even put the shield up. Acro Prison's perfect. He gets the bell on his head, but with another shot, he's dead. Wonder going to pull the Destiny, but he gets poked down. Meanwhile, Wonder gets the kill at the end. Very only going to need you to tell me how that happened. The death stands. Oh, the charm connects. Oh, the charm is beautiful. It's onto an army, and now down goes the enchanter. Fnatic have even things up as Wonder looks for the gold card again. Gravity Field is down, stuns up Emperos, running the rest of the fight. Fnatic, it's a 4v4. Jungler down, but in the end, Mickey goes down on the other side. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's... Oh, now Emperos too deep. It's a little bit too deep. He's going to get gold card. Or is it? There to help out, but no, I think it definitely is. Ja čekam Wunder da nosi i dalje. Nacionalne lige. Nemam info. Ja lično nemam info za nelove. Mislim, treba da se dogodi, ali ne znam šta se događa s nelovima, jer ja nemam nešto preterano veze s tim. Mislim, to su... Koliko ja razumem, opet kažem, ovo je samo moje mišljenje. Znači, Fortuna da pravo stranim organizatorima da organizuju nacionalne lige. I onda njima kako će da ih izvedu, tako da Nemam ja nešto pretjerano informacija što toga tiče. Mislim, znam koliko znate vi, ono, pogledam na netu šta me zanima i to je to. Ako nema info na netu...
With the shields now not taking that much damage, Upset keen to walk up with Lospa by his side. Skeens looks for an angle, wants to pierce through and find that knockback to separate Upset from the family. As Razork also spots out from another angle, Leader as well, thinking about how he walks in onto Vladdy, misses the poke. And SK walk their way up towards the Baron, but remember, Dragon Soul is up, so SK have the leverage here as it now spawns bot side.
Oh, Charm.
Not bad.
Poke, okay.
Waiting for the gold card with the rapid fire cannon, doesn't connect. True shot right, does a bit of damage over to Lospa. Dragon being done in silence by a Pantheon who can ult across the map. SK wait in the brush for Fnatic to walk in. Baron not started. Fnatic are not losing their patience.
I feel like starting that Baron is a very...
Sad s grafikom, pukla im grafika pa su morali da vrate. Da, sam je pukla grafika. To se dogodi, bugovi, mislim nisu ono... Nekad stvari samo ne rade, na primjer meni audio mikser nije radio danas, ali sam ga iščupao i onda sam ga opet uključio i sad radi, tako da... Jeste probali da upalite i da ugasite, probao sam i fiksalo je problem. Nekada je to sve što treba, ljudi moji, nekada je to sve što treba. Pali, ugasi i će da radi.
Emperor has to get back to base ASAP because that tower's under pressure. Oh, Fnatic can just start the Baron.
They can start it up, and look, a twist of fate in the bottom lane. He better get some stuff done or he has to start walking up now. Or maybe using that back TP that we talked about for the Vladdy on the flank. At 8k already. Vladdy shields off Leader who tries to walk back, but at 5k.
Zanima te moje mišljenje o dešavanju na internetu u zadnje vreme. Čim ko dobio fight, bro. Nema što u zadnje vreme, brate, ništa se nije promenilo. Bukvalno ništa novo. Moje mišljenje je da sve što vidite na internetu morate uzeti sa malo soli, jer u mnogo situacija stvari koje vidite nisu takve kako izgledaju, nego su takve jer ljudi žele da takve budu. To je moj savjet kad gledate bilo šta na internetu. Bro, Lospa je... Ja bih volio da imam supporta koji blej pored meni služi mi kao freeline se ovdje. Strašno je on point. Baš je on point. Može i Opad of Worlds, teško. Ne u SK, možda nekdo drugi. Tako je, vidi. Ja kad god, mislim, sad koristim sebe kao primjer, ali... Ja kad god upalim stream, ja sam svesno na stream. I ja šta god ne želim da vi vidite, vi nećete vidjeti. Šta god vidite, nije slučajno. Ne kažem ja, u mom slučaju, razumete, ja sam ono šta god, ali daj vam primjer. Content je upravo to, content je show. Wunder je pao, surprise Pikachu face. Lik je stvarno otišao na full ADTF-a, mislim, dobro, to je super. Iš, sve su vifali, sad će Razor da umre. Neće, a gdje će ovaj? What?
Razork somehow survived, ulting under enemy lines in the turret. As Vladdy gets out with the protobelt, but Fnatic have 4. But the siege
tako da eto. To me kao ono što vidite na Instagramu, pa se ne znam ni ja, ovaj influencer hvali ovim kolima koje on kupio, nisu njegova, rentirao ih je, ili se hvali, ne znam ni ja, ovim stanom koji je kupio, nije njegov iznajmio. Razumete, mislim, otišao je kod rođaka i vidio imaš lep stan, ja se slikam u njemu da kažem da je moj. Tako da, sve što vidite na internetu, nemojte nešto previše emotivno investirani biti u isto. Ne kažem da je sve fake, ali kažem da dok ne znate da nije fake, možda je fake. Tako je, bukvalno. Iznajmio sam prste. To ti je ono kad, znaš, meni u stvari neko igra na akauntu dok ja streamujem, a ja kao, pretvaram se da klikćem, znaš. Kao, ali sam dobar, a u stvari ono... Znaš, da li igram ja, da li igra ono Forgiven, mi smo braća, ko će ga znati, vreci, ko će ga znati, možda i on na mom, znaš ono, ne, sve je to moguće, sve je to moguće. Šanse za pobedu trenutno, bukvalno 50-50. 40 minuta gold je 1300. Ništa je. Mislim, u teoriji bi Fnatic trebao da bude trunko jači zbog fronta, ali mislim da SK ima toliko joj damage-a. Oni se biju ovdje, Jopa ima pola health. Jopa je mrtav ovdje. Jopa nije mrtav ovdje. Ali ne može šta radi TF, ljudi moji, ljudi, znači nije Wunder kriv. Osim što je piko TF-a. Ali šta sad, evo da date prime uziju TF-a. Znači prime uziju date TF-a, on ne može da radi ništa ovdje. Mislim, nije što Wunder, ali stvarno ko šta će radi. Ne znam. Dosta je real, dosta je sad treba prosti što još nije, apsolutno, da. Što vam kaže, mislim. Jer meni je do duše, evo recimo, jako interesantno... Smanjim trunku. Dosta mi interesantno kako je recimo dosta ljudi na netu komentariše kao pa moji gledaju parove i farmu što gledaju tu fake glupost i onda gledaju na netu iste stvari. Iste stvari gledaš. Koji se pjera posvađa s kojim mikom. Znaš, samo što nije, brate, lepi mića, nego je, brate, razumete, ono, ružni paja, brate, nemam pojma. Kao isto je. Znaš, ali ti objasni nekom starijem da parovi imaju producenta i da imaju scenariju. Ne možeš. Isto tako nekom ko misli da je sve real na netu, ne možeš objasniš da nije sve real na netu. Znaš, možda su i neki ljudi malo prirodno ono... Neću kažem prsli, ali kao malo su prirodno luđi i zanimljiviji. Ali opet kad se ugase kamere, jako malo ko vam je isti. Off kamera i on kamera. To je poenta. Jer svako na streamu bude malo drugačiji. Tako da, da. Tako je, tako. Aj mislim, opet. Sve dok na to gledate kao zabavu, to je super. Ako vam je fun, uživate. To je moje viđenje. Full build Caitlyn, double QSS. To je baš big, iskreno, to je baš big. Ne znam, mogu tako biti pred kamerom. Vidi, Popo, mislim, zavisi šta radiš. Znaš, zavisi šta radiš. To je ono što ja kažem, zašto ja streamujem 10 godina, zašto ja sam isti. Jedino što uživo pričam manje, što je normalno. Jer kao kad sam u društvu neću brbljam non stop. Kad sam na streamu sam i niko drugi ne priča, onda ima smisla da ja pričam malo više jer je zanimljivije. Kao kad sam u grupi ljudi samo ću manje pričati. To je to. Ali ono, ako nisi baš full sam svoj, nego imaš personu, onda je dosta limitirano koliko možda streamaš. Onda bi ostreamao sat, 2, 3, razumeš? Dokle možeš dokle možeš da držiš tu personu, onda bi samo se izmorio od... Neću kažem fake, ali od glume, razumiješ? Toga da si ne znam ja šta nisi. Zato jako često ti većine tih kao hype streamova su streamovi koje trajaju 2 sata, 3 sata. Kogod ostane više od 2-3 sata na live-u ti možda vidiš kakav je. Znaš. Nemaš puno streamera koji će streamovati po 10-12 sati, jer ti nakon... Znaš, što kažem, keša. Šta mislite vi, keša ide ono brate, u pekaru uzimao kifu, ono jede ko što jede s nunom. Ne, on je normalan kad ugasi stream. On se pravi debel na streamu, izvinjam se, a pravi se lud na streamu jer to je ljudima zanimljivo. A okej. Sigurno nije takav kad sedne na poslovni ručak da priča o G2, on ima kao daj ugovor, kao o ugovoru, znaš kao, ne, mislim, lik je verovatno normalniji. Ali kao, to je fora, to je hype, to je okej, mislim. Sad mislim da taj ekstrem ide malo više tamo vamo. Tipa neki su sličniji, a neki su baš, ja mislim, nebo i zemlja. Mislim da ima ljudi koji samo kliknu prekidač i kao čao. Znaš, njegova persona je to i čao. Kažem, to obično na streamu možete vidjeti. Kao klipovi klip, šta god radiš u klipu. Realno ti za klip, da je pola sata klip. Možda i nije normalan, ajde kako. Ja nekako verujem da je bar normalniji. Da, ali hoću ti kaže, znaš, isto kao što mi svi znamo da su parovi fake. Ali ima neko ko ne zna. Mislim, njega koristim kao primjer jer je ekstrem, pa je onda, znaš, lakše za objasniti, znaš, da nije baš... Tako je, mislim, ti kao streamer, opet, to je ono što kažem, kao stvari su onakve kakve želiš da budu. Ti kao streamer sebe predstavljaš svijetu kako želiš da se predstaviš. Da li je to tvoja prava ličnost ili nije, to je totalno druga stvar, ali ti svako biraš kako se predstavljaš. Fiesta od gejma. Fiesta od gejma. Under ok, mislim, radi on ok damage, ali brate, ne znam. Razork, Pantheon vs. Victor late game. Pakao.
Nice steal from Skins. This game continues to go back and forth with every advantage gained by one side, another is found by the other. SK and Fnatic fighting to the bitter end and it's...
Tyler je možda bolji primjer rabilniji. Ali ja recimo mislim da je Tyler bliži svojoj pravoj ličnosti na streamu. I rageovanje i sve. Mislim, on je showman, ali... Ali da, mislim, kažem, poenta je samo što god vidite na netu, na kraju dana to će biti tako zašto je neko hteo da bude takav na netu. Jer verujte mi koliko, mislim, ja lično znam dosta ljudi, influencera, ajde dosta i sve to, znam ih dosta i verujte mi, znam mnogo ljudi koji prave takvu ličnost, predstavljaju se da ne znam, da su prepuni, da ovo, da ono, nije ni blizu istine. Što kažem, dok je zabavno super je problem jedino ako postane štetno, ako neko znaš, dođe sad 20 godina i kaže, a vidi ovog s 20 godina koliko uspešniji, bogatiji, bolji od mene i padne u deprer, on to nije uspeo da uradi, tako da. Sve dok ne šteti nekome, vrate, to je, content je content. Emperus je fine, on i dalje previše tanky. Ezreal mu ne radi dovoljno damage ako ima Serpents. Pa da, mislim vidi. Kažem opet, zavisi šta ti je poenta, zavisi šta radiš, znaš. Sve zavisi šta ti je poenta svega toga što radiš. Evo sad ima priča o onom klincu što valjda štrika plete šta god za followere. Bog zna što mali to radi. Mislim kao super, je simpatično. Raste mu mreže. Znaš. Znaš, on sad to možda radi samo da bi to radio. I u fazonu, eto, hoće da ima hekla, da. Mislim kao hoće da ima, eto, velike brojeve i ne znam, hoće da ima Instagram sa 200.000 followera. Možda je njemu tu početak i kraj svega. Možda je on u fazonu, hoće samo, eto, da vidim dokle mogu. I kad završi, znaš, možda mu nije ni poenta da unuči nikad ništa. Možda je bila fora da napravi neki shop, ja mislim da bi to bilo jako lepo. Da recimo napravi neki shop i da onda prodaje, razumeš, heklane stvari. Eto, i počeo bi sa 200.000 ljudi, super, brate, baza. To je ono, okej način da unovči. Ako mene pitate. Kao mislim bi bilo baš simpatično. Zaradi nešto od toga. A može da prihvati, vrate, gambu i da bude u fazonu, uzet ću ono milione od toga što sam heklo. Ne kažem da hoće i nadam se da neće, ali ono, imaš ti mnogo načina istu stvar da unovčiš. Samo je pitanje šta je tebi okej. Ovo je to kafija, ja ne mogu verujem da ovaj game i dalje traje. 50 minuta game. Ali neću vas lagati zašto obe ekipe malo grifaju. To je fora.
Isn't this just 2 free kills bot lane? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is. SK with just unbelievable disrespect to Razork, who's been doing this all game, by the way. Yeah, I mean, this game is a clown show, bro. It's 50 minutes in. Neither team can kill each other because they have no CC. It is just range versus range. It is whoever makes a misplay. And this game has largely been decided by smites, I guess?
I guess it has.
So we're having an Elder game. The Baron wasn't enough. Oh, actually, Fnatic, those death timers, can they actually get an inhib here?
Ne znam mogu da raje. Može, mat. Tamo će ljudi prati da vide da li ću ikada zagrizem rage bait. Oj. Jopa, okej. Šta se događa? On je fajn, Jopa nema ulti još, mislim bacio već ulti. Kakav pakao od partije, mislim čekaju. Čovjek baca E u njih, koliko njega bole uva.
They both cancelled their recalls, they're continuing the push.
So they're going to go for it. The twist of fate, you know, will win it if it's just him. But he went Swifties. He went from Berserkers to Swifties. That was the item change, so he's better at running right now. As Vladdy's going to go match the wave.
Jopa nema puno mane, to je problem. Deo Jopinog damage-a zavisi od toga koliko ima mane. A svaki put kad promaši W i ne lenda Q, nema, mislim, nestaje mu mana. Wunder ne radi toliko damage od turetu. Vlad je mrtav. Što? Zašto nije imao gold card? What? Ne. Skins! Ne, oni će izgubiti zbog ovoga. Oni su izgubili, Skins je mrtav ovdje. Ovo je game, mislite ovo game, ja ne mogu... Ne, možda nisu, čekaj, ne game. Ovo mora se recallio, Pantheon ulta. Ne mogu završi. Pantheon je samo došao da napravi prostor. Bro, what the fuck je ova partija, alo? I sad ovi idu mid endaju, ovi će njima cancel recallove, ovi probaju trnio na Razorka, Razork ima Guardian. Wunder će probati da ga ubije. Wunder će da umre ovdje protiv Eldara, možda i neće. Čekaj, ona kumre, oni ne mogu završiti game, ali tako Vladi i dalje živ. I oni sad ubiju ovdje Razorka, ubiju ga. Ali šta je s bazom? Jopa, dajte da Jopu da vidimo, ljudi. Ne, oni samo uzimaju Canona, Jopa će da ubije. Holy game, ajoj, sljedeću partiju hodam, verovatno. Moram doručkujem pa ću hodam sljedeći game.
Oh my goodness. Do you know what this emote is? Shall we find out?
You want to press it?
Perfect, absolutely perfect. So the Elder is secured. Good ulti from Emperos to lock down Skins to prevent him from getting the smite through. SK's plan was to get a pick onto Vladdy and then try and go for the base race, but it's Razork that has his ulti to make the cross map happen, to turn it into a 2 versus 2. Fnatic then make the play. We have to stop them from basing so that we can end the game. But two members, the bottom lane of SK is still able to get back to base. Na'Vi, yeah, it's chaos. It's nothing but chaos. The back and forth. I can't believe an Elder wasn't able to end the game.
Čekajte, stanite, nemam pojma. Čekajte, stanite, polako, ljudi. 54 minuta gema, to se događa. Ne. No.
Yeah, I mean, it should be this chaotic mid play that goes on and on and on. I mean, it has been chaotic mid, but it hasn't been this wipes at all.
Bro, znaš da ne mogu zamislim kako se igrači osjećaju sad. Mislim, mogu da zamislim jer sam igrao game od fazom 94 minuta. Ali vi ne razumete koliko si ima njima kuca brzo srce trenutno. Bro, jedna greška. Ode ti sat vremena partije. Fora je što Wunder s ultom uvek ima vision. To je fora. On klikne dugme i on zna gde su. Svi. Kakva je traka? Misliš, model je Orion Race G1, ali ne mislim, nema nije se kupi taj više. Mislim, traka ko traka, brate. Kupiš, bitno ti da imaš garanciju. Većina traka su ti kineske svakako. Tako da realno, nije to sad ništa ono kao haos kvalitet, ali radi posao, muš hodaš na njoj i tako. To je fora. Ja obično ono, mislim, ovu kad sam kupio bila je 50% na akciji, da moram opet da kupim, čekao bi da nađem neko 50% na akciji, to je to. Gdje si Solti? Kako si Solti? Jeste se lepo proveli ti sudija? O, brate, četvrti baron. Kulele. Prekasno, nije prekasno. Prekasno. I nije, dobro, nebitno, ali baron nije toliko jak za fight, samo nima što se događa ovdje. Emperor sulta, Emperor spada low. Wunder radi damage, Wunder je safe, mori Wundera da ubiju. Wunder nosi. Upset je živ, Upset gubi KDA, Upset se nervira jer gubi KDA i Jopa je živ, ovo je GG. SK je dobio. Penta? Penta! Bravo, Jopa! Bravo, Jopa, legendo. GG's, iskreno GG's, brate. Bravo, Jopa. Nema bre, mali je zaslužio da igram i zaslužio bolje od SK, iskreno. Zaslužio je mnogo više nego SK. 56 minuta partija, ljudi moji. 56 minuta partija, mali Jopa odmah, intervju, gdje si pošao, Jopa, dođi vama, pričate. Evo je šok, spuštamo intervju, meni je Has bukvalno spreman sad, tako da savršen tajming, slušamo intervju, ja jedem i tu smo u sljedećoj partiji. Ajmo čujemo što Jopa ima da kaže.
I don't even know how I got this penta, but yeah, I'm just sad that we have to play more. Would be like nice to finish the day with this game, but
yeah, it would be, but that's not how it works. I'll let you go to your team because you do have maybe 2 more games left. We'll be back after the break to break that down.
Brother, let me try.
Wait, brother. Let us break this instead, brother.
A new champion. Welcome to my shop. You'll need the right build. Choose wisely, because every upgrade brings you closer to the next level. So tell me, how will you level up?
Wait, is he switching lanes?
should base it. Okay, I think we need to move it. Okay, I go one more top wave then. Yeah, moving but. Yeah, he's crawling. You can get the extra.
One ulti. Look at this guy. Look at the TF. I can cancel Victor here.
Let's try to get top. I have no ult again.
Guys, this is coming.
Nice, guys.
Get in.
Yeah, I'm coming on the other side.
Back slow. He's good fight. Penta. Give it to my ball. Oh my god! What a game! Oh my god!
Give it to my boy, indeed. You could hear us shrieking actually in the back. What a game. Yoppa gets a pentakill to seal it. This is one of the best games I've watched in a long time.
And what was the surprising part? They were all so calm because on the sideline here, we were all just screaming, what is he doing? Why is he not defending? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? But meanwhile, the guys are inside the game. This is a good fight. This is fine.
I was so surprised because if I was in this fight, I would be screaming all the time. Yeah, good fight, yeah. Pentakill, yeah, sure.
He said, oh, it seemed like both teams didn't want to win.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I mean, both teams definitely fought actively against the winning part at times.
At times.
But in the end, I think SK had some really fun moments that game.
They
I want to break it down.
Yeah, we have, what is this? Professors, it's class.
Yeah, okay, coach.
In session.
Talk to me, coach.
Okay, so we're going to go back all the way to that first baron because that was where we first got a glimpse of the insanity that we're going to be seeing today. Because
We're going to look at the replay, right?
Yeah, let's look at the replay first, and then we're going to explain the whole magic that's happening around there. So we're finding ourselves in a Baron situation where Fnatic is there first. And even though it looks like the position might be good for Fnatic, there's a couple of factors that go bad. So if you can roll out the clip right now, they're baiting SK to be walking in here while Ari is on the side, but at the same time there's just so many decisions that can be made here.
I mean, it looks so good, Ari on the flank here, but he goes into the cluster of SK. There's 3 people, and even though he lands the charm, he doesn't have the follow-up, he doesn't have the single target damage to break it down, and now Ari is out of the fight, no ulti, 1 HP, and it's just so easy for SK to be like, wait, you messed up your turn. We're gonna take this Baron and send it home to the bank right now, Odo. So I want you to explain to me, as a coach, what should Fnatic have changed in their setup?
So here's the thing. When I look at this setup, I'm thinking of areas of control, right? We see as Ari and Cassante, they are the 2 main protagonists in this one when it comes to generating area of control. These, depending on what they want to do, if they want to go on the other side here or stay on this side, that dictates where SK is going to be going. Because right now, traditionally, this is a good setup for Ari because Ari thinks that, oh, I'm going to walk here and I'm going to force everyone to, gobble up together in this side of the map and it's going to be great. Well, no, because this guy, this TF right here is incredibly powerful because here's what happened before with TF. When he was in the meta, he has 2-second stun. So when it comes to the utility with these fights, it's incredible. So what normally is a good position for Ari here, all of a sudden SK doesn't really want to back off from here because what happens is that you are turning here into an area when Ari's
hey, I'm hearing problems. Give me solutions.
Yeah, give me solutions.
So, for example, here's the solution. Ari should not be here because Fnatic does not want to fight here. The fight is on this side of the map. So, if I'm Ari, I would pivot over here, sit on top of this wall, bait them to walk in just a little bit more. So, now all of a sudden, if you're turning with Ari, you're not forced to match this TF because this TF needs to make space over here. And all of a sudden, you have more areas to fight.
What?
It's deeper into the chokehold. You have more vision to fight. While right now, compared to here, they just have so much space. SK is playing in an area full of space.
That's nice in hindsight, but I think it's quite simple. Let's say Ari goes all the way around here, right? Suddenly, you're looking at a Caitlyn Pantheon Cassante hit this Baron. It's quite slow.
Yeah.
It's quite slow. I think TF can take the short walk from here to here, still mark the Ari here, shift Ezreal up here. He's going to be landing poke on these guys. Caitlyn needs to either hit the Baron or he needs to hit them. So either way, either the Baron is not dying or they are not dying.
So it's strange because you would say that Fnatic actually has positioning because they are at the Baron first with their Caitlyn, but they are in a losing game?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's easy for SK to play this because they have outrange with Victor and Ezreal, and the poke is so strong together with the Nami. So I think Fnatic is already messed up by starting this
they
position.
don't even have these magnets. How are they supposed to figure this out?
So here's the beautiful
coach,
thing.
talk to me.
So here's the beautiful thing. Even though it looks losing for Fnatic, as we all said and we acknowledged, it's still a game of choice, right? Even though technically SK has the, as Finn said, has the solution to just match the TF into the Ahri all the time. When you feel like in these situations, in these tense situations, you feel like you're not making any sort of progress on the map, you need to find alternatives. That's when you need to cook. When now Vladi should be saying, oh, I'm not getting any progress here, this looks bad, I need to pivot around. Hey, Cassante, take my spot, walk into here.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the Wunder, okay? Let's go to the next play. You're yapping way too much. Let's go to the Elder. Baron, boring. Take it, Odo.
This is super interesting,
Baron is boring, okay?
I love this. This is great.
Let's go and check this replay at Elder here.
So let's move the...
Yeah, you move it as I break it down, okay? So look here. SK were looking for a pick onto the Ahri, but Wunder actually messed up his yellow card and didn't manage to get the pick. So now Fnatic is like, okay, sure, you used everything on our Ahri. We're just gonna go and do this Elder. So I want to talk a little bit about, because I could just say, okay, well, this player is good. Wunder's just gonna hit the stun card and Ahri dies. But as it's happening now, as we can roll the clip out, Fnatic has secured this Elder. Xin Zhao gives his life, and here I thought they're just gonna back off. But Joppa's confidence is so big. He realized that despite them having Elder, doesn't really mean that they can kill him as long as he's out of range. So they're actually stalling for time here, so the Victor and the Twisted Fate can push. And it becomes this complete mess where they just try to chase down all of SK, but actually the TF and the Victor manages to kite out this escape and kind of back out. So what I would like to see here, firstly, is Wunder needs to hit this yellow card Nari first, right? But after that, they needed to either have vision here before, because I don't know how they got away with just starting Elder, getting it to 7k before they realized, oh, something is going on here.
So here's the thing, because that was the aftermath of the fight, right? That's what we saw, but initially SK was in this position, and then they chose to put all their eggs in the basket of, hey, Ahri is over here. Wunder, you're gonna TP in with Victor as well, and you're gonna stun card. And all of a sudden,
it's a red card!
It wasn't even a red card, it was no card at all. The card just disappeared, and he just didn't die. So now, this play ends up being a disaster, but at the same time, even though it went the way we saw it went, what happens here is that SK, even though they lose the Elder, they get to stall so much time, because when you're pressuring here to end the game, all of a sudden, the three people on mid are like, I don't know what to do. Where do I go?
Cassante's like, do we go back? Do we push?
Cassante, do you need me to defend? Vladi, what's going on? And Vladi's like, I don't know what's going on. There's just chaos happening everywhere. So even though SK made a poor decision here, the fact that they make the best out of the situation by just dragging them around the map and stalling as much time just wasted half of their Elder.
So I learned that SK can make wrong decisions and win the game. Fnatic can be first on the objective and still lose the fight.
Absolutely.
It's a game about decisions.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, nice. We're going to go into draft. We just had an absolute superstar performance out of Joppa, but also a game that was pretty intense on both sides. So
I got pretty dizzy in the end. I had no idea how it was ending. So I wonder what takeaways you going into draft for game 2, because maybe they actually liked what they were doing and want to keep it. I think the play to kind of draft or upset, give upset the resources, did work. Lulu is still up and available. A champion I think is going to have high prior, because maybe Yunara will be out. I'm not sure how good he is on the Ashe Seraphine, but I still think you need to secure bot lane push for upset if this team is to find success.
Well, it depends on what kind of guy you are. You know, you're thinking at this game, do you want to see another Fiesta like that, where you just have 0 engage and a lot of enchanters?
Yes.
Or you want to see a little storm for it's going to go 20-25 minutes. You have plenty of engage, because that's the roads we're going on, and that's why it happened in game 1. It's just lack of engage makes crazy games.
Yeah, I mean, that's valid. I do say, I really liked Wunder with the global. I think he made great use of it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, Wunder, what can we do? I'm thinking like a Shen. I've seen some BB on the Shen. I would love to see it. It's quite hard to draft, especially. I mean, they do have last pick. So SK did choose blue side, and Fnatic chose first pick, which kind of leans into the fact that they want to secure a strong bottom matchup. Already Nautilus ban, very common when you're angling for those range supports.
I'm looking at Lulu. Yunara is a very strong pairing that is still open. We're still probably going to be seeing a couple of...
Do you take the Lulu or the Yunara, though?
Which one is better? I think the Yunara is better, because I think... Actually,
I think the Lulu is better. I saw in LPL they took the Lulu, the other team took Yunara, and they went like Tristana into it, and it looked completely unplayable for the
Well, now it's Seraphine, because usually the trade is the Lulu Seraphine trade, where one side takes Seraphine Ashe, the other side takes Lulu plus Yunara or whatever ADC of choice. But right now the Lulu is open, so I'm thinking that it's gonna be a Lulu, and you're breaking apart the Lulu Yunara combo. I think it's the Lulu. It should be the
Lulu. But knowing upset, I think he wants the Yunara. I think he's gonna make magic on the champion no matter what. Appears I was wrong.
I'm on the inside, you know. Okay, I don't even know why you're arguing with me. If I say that they're picking that, they're picking that one.
So that's it. Do you actually break up the Lulu and R pairing here if you're SK, or do you just tank it? Because Nico is being hovered here, which is nice because it kind of contests Lulu in lane, but also gives Mickey some engage. And I think Mickey needs to be on engage. I think he doesn't feel that good. I mean, he did look good on Arm in that game. He did a lot, but it would actually be the Nico Vi. So Looks like SK is saying, okay, pick your funny Yunara Lulu, pick your funny little champions, we're gonna dive you the moment you lock it in.
Exactly, there's a lot of lockdown already, so the Lulu Yunara does lose a little bit of power.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking Kai'Sa on free here for Joppa, if this would be go for
I think it's just losing lane too hard.
It is losing lane, but I think Kai'Sa together with this much dive can still reach the Yunara. Maybe it is too tricky, as you say. I just don't know what your options are. If you don't go Kai'Sa, you could go Corki if you want to match it in lane. Nothing feels great right now for me. Like when you give up over this Yunara Lulu when they first pick one, I feel like you're already in a struggling position from bot side, so maybe you have to pivot.
Exactly, you either look to outscale or you look to shut it down in lane, and with Nico you do have the option. That's why I'm thinking they might just be going for something a little bit more lane focused. But I'm curious here, it should be the jungle that is being matched right now on the side of Fnatic. Oh, it is the Aurora. So Aurora, there's the power of the Aurora. When you are when you're blue side, or rather first pick, and you get to pick it so early, you get to pivot at any point you want into the flex pick between top lane and mid lane, and it makes second pick lose a lot of power because all of a sudden you get one less counter pick.
Well, they're not last pick, so they can't flex it until last. It just looks like they just want to go Rumble here for the layering of all that dive. You have a Violed coming in, you have a Nico jumping up in the sky and stunning them, and then a nice red carpet lying on top of that. So doesn't seem like he cares too much about the Aurora matchup. I know Aurora has been picked a lot into the Rumble as a counter, but I think Wunder's just face checking it.
Lovely, the Rumble. It is looking a little bit like a lethal combo. I do wonder what Fnatic, because Fnatic has a lot of options here when it comes to the direction they can go with this draft. They can either go to opt into protecting the Yunara as much as possible or diversifying threats, because even though this comp already started being built as a Lulu Yunara comp, you can easily go in separate directions with Aurora being such a strong laner. You can go the types of Zahen in the jungle, so that even though the Yunara is the one that is ending up dying, SK's draft will lose a lot of steam once it comes to using all of those ultimates.
I mean, to me, you really want the meatball somewhere. That's not because I'm Swedish, because I think Yunara and Lulu does really need kind of a beefy front line to kind of step up for them. So I'm thinking either you're going to get it from like a Skarner in the jungle, because I imagine this Bruiser jungles will get targeted here.
Exactly.
Wukong already being targeted. What's up and available still?
There's Skarner, there's Mundo, there's Aatrox.
Skarner, Mundo, I think, are the best kind of front line in a comp like this.
Zahen, there we go.
Zahen being banned there. Or you just take a Sion top and just, he's going to get burned by Rumble for 25 minutes, but it will be taken.
But that's what I'm thinking is going to happen on the side of Fnatic. Either you put the Aurora top and then you go for the Skarner jungle plus a counter pick on mid lane so that you have diversifying win conditions, or you just go for the easy Sion with a Bruiser in the jungle, so that this way it becomes a typical front-to-back teamfight comp where it's really easy that you just need to look at your Yunara to keep her alive.
What do you prefer for Fnatic?
I prefer diversifying win conditions because making it so standard makes it very easy for enemies to be like, okay, well, all we need to do is kill Yunara, the game is over. But if you have Yunara, Aurora, and let's say, I don't know, an Anivia or something on top lane, because it's also still good into Rumble, you say to yourself, oh, well, now I don't know who to focus because there's 3 big threats on the enemy team.
Somewhere, Jack Spectra is smiling.
He's smiling.
You know what's the funny part about Jhin? Because he can count only up to 4. He's also 0 and 4.
Oh my god.
So he's not going to be 0 and 5.
So, I mean,
is that what you're saying?
I don't like this gym
well,
pick.
you know, when you go 0 and 4, you have to count up to 4, so he's going to probably go up to 4 and 4.
I don't like this gym pick one bit. I feel like you really want a little bit more oomph from AD carry position here, and I feel like you probably should have taken the Kai'Sa or Varus on free, because now by dropping AD carry, you end up with a Jhin into a Nocturne Sion that's going to make life super
You weren't here yesterday. They hated Nocturne.
I hate Nocturne too.
You do?
Usually it has no combos, and even now I would say Nocturne has no combos. But the utility of this pick.
Oh no, hold!
Oh.
Set or pet, baby!
God.
It's lighter. We're back on action here with the set into Aurora. Sounds like a completely awful matchup, but he's gonna make some magic happen.
How bad is it?
I mean, you're gonna get pushed in.
It is quite bad because your only threat is a Yunara that has a Lulu on top. But I don't know how the mid lane matchup is. If he gets a lead in lane, then he's accelerated and he becomes a threat.
Can't spell leader without lead.
I mean, technically you can.
Yeah.
Because it's spelled with EA. Okay, it's
whatever.
No, yeah. But
whatever, dude.
The comps are quite balanced, to be honest, because even though the Z is janky and I don't really like it, it feels like at least it's leaning on into the same win condition, just overload the Yunara, while on the side of the Fnatic, going back to that Nocturne, I really like the utility of the pick because you get to shut down the lights, and all of a sudden, when your team comp is all about finding Yunara, what happens if you can't find Yunara?
You don't find her.
I mean, I think Fnatic's 4-5 completely saved the draft. I did not like how SK executed their 4-5, and I think Fnatic now looks completely
Z or
solid.
bed. Z or bed it is.
Z or bed. Any final thoughts before we kick it over to Casper? We had a little bit more time.
Oh my god. Well, I hope
Fight, fight, I want fighting.
I hope Zed gets some kills this time.
Well,
don't look at me, start casting.
start casting. Come on.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, hello.
We were looking at you because
Yeah.
all I heard was Zed or Bet, and that's all I got from that argument about what's happening in SK's comp. This was a turn. You know, I've seen leaders. We've seen his Zed before. It was into a Mel.
Yeah.
And he tried to roam once, and then he went for the solo kill mid, and he just got exhausted and lost. Now, can I confirm? Oh, Vladdy took exhaust. That's half the battle.
Wonder wrote in all chat, nervous Vladdy, exhaust.
But bro, if he didn't, I mean, isn't it just the freest? I don't know.
And Vladdy replied with, I thought he would run the electrocute ignite combo, ... That sounded a little like BM. You're like, well, I thought he was going to try and kill me.
I mean, that's the Zed, but he's gone.
Ok, ljudi, evo nas nazad.
Conquer into this game.
Taman na vrijeme da uđemo u partiju. Kad smo skipali draft. Nisam vidio ceo draft. Šta se dogodilo uopšte? Zašto nismo u game?
Really trying to get in Vladdy's head right now.
Right, what's he saying now?
Okay, so let me give you the... Wait, I can't get the dialogue up anymore. Okay, here
Game
we go.
delay.
So he said, we can win against you. Remember the last time BO1 when you laned? Was it 50 CS down?
Oh, sheesh.
He's looking at him, dude. Look, he's looking at him in the eyes.
He's smiling at him, bro. Wait, he's typing. Hang on, Benny, get the keyboard out.
Yeah, I got the keyboard. I'm ready. I'm locked in.
What he's thinking about. You know he's thinking about his next response.
You know that beforehand the coaches were like, don't be taunted by one down. Grabs nose first. Like,
sure.
All right, ready checks are coming through. All right, we're getting ready to jump back into game. All right, well.
So is SK literally just like, yo, if they get a lead, it's good. If not, they are not going to do anything in this game. Is it as simple as that? Or
well,
what?
I don't. I mean, I agree with the analyst desk that Jin into Sion I think is just very miserable. I also just think that the funniest thing for me, and it's so funny. Aurora wrote, my ref informed me you were getting fined for typing, by the way.
Oh my god.
Ok, evo ga game, sve ok.
SK came out with a lot of options of what happened.
Ok, ajmo da imamo.
Upper replied with, don't worry, we got dirt on the ref.
Wunder Rumble. Igra legitiman pick. Lider Zed, Jopa, Jin. Jina sam kolovao prvi game.
Good is a large, broad term.
Vamo Nocturne.
For many people at home.
Dva junglera, ne zna se ko je gori, iskreno.
But it was fun.
But it was fun.
I had a good time.
And Yoppa got to pop off that last fight. Anyone's guess is we've got a Nocturne in this game as well.
That last team fight, Yoppa's like he's got another year in his contract. That's that. That's what that team fight got him, alright.
But I don't know how he's going to carry this game, as you said, into a Sion as hard as junglers are swapping sides.
Sada mogu da otvorim ovo da mi ne...
Both are on wards, I believe, because Pings went down onto the Nocturne as...
Let me tell you right now, splitting this map, good for Fnatic.
You reckon?
Yes. Because Nico, Jin, they want to play aggro in the 2 versus 2.
True.
But Razork not going to split the map. He is chasing Skeens down.
Oh, and he got the Q out as well.
He's going to get that movement speed.
It means that Vedi, your favorite champion, is going to look for the 1v1 and actually get the movement speed out. Does it again.
Excessive.
Bit of passive. Umbral Glaive is nice, and onto the Raptor.
What's the game plan here, Razork? Now what? We're here. We're very deep. I don't know if I agree with this plan.
1v1.
Skins nema ward, Razork je fajn da radi ovo u brašu. Jer Razork hoće se bije s njim zašto je jači. I Skin će uvijek izgubiti od Nocturna 1 na 1. A ne može blind uleti da smajter, kako ćeš kad nemaš vision, mislim. Moraš da ga flipaš, da baciš Q u savršeno vrijeme da hitaš blue buff i da smajtaš. Što šanse za to su jako male.
And they were keeping Leader and Wonder in lanes, preventing them from helping Skeens. Skeens is thinking, well, if you do the blue buff, I'm going to just go for a smite fight, oh Leader. Oh
my god, oh my dear lord.
So this is the matchup in a nutshell. Aurora loves short-range champions because it's so easy for her to bully you. And her auto-attacks, remember, also proc her passive. So even if she's not landing her abilities, she is still doing good damage to you as long as you're in range. Level 4 now secured.
That was the idea, you have to juke. Flashes!
Lideru, molim te, nemoj da umreš 1 na 1 na Zedu.
Level up from Leader didn't save his his life, but maybe just getting a bit of breathing room as Vladdy almost solo killed the Zed. Leader's going to stick around.
Okay,
He
let me
did
tell
take
you right
TP,
now,
but...
that trash talk from Wonder is not panning out.
Oh, God. Vladdy,
Wait,
does
he
he have
can
enough
flash
mana?
Q him. He can flash Q him.
He can indeed. Leader stuck around the flash match. No flash to get out. First blood, and the Zed again is putting us to bed.
Oh no, Leader! Like, this is so bad for SK. This was last pick. You picked Zed into this, and now you find yourself getting solo killed by Vladdy.
And look what's happening in the jungle to boot as well. Skeen's just getting forced out of Raptors.
Losper's here as well.
He's made the move. Smite comes down, Razork steals away Raptors. Mickey can't do anything to help out, and as Razork just crosses through mid.
Ovo će biti samo toliko... Toliko fijesta od partija, lider baš dobija batine na midu. Ma dajde, možda na 6. Ko zna, možda ima neki ugod DZ samo. Dobije momentum pa je lagan.
We're going to get a replay just to relive the trauma here for Leader. Flash, Q, auto, procs the passive, electrocute. Oh, it's clean.
It's so easy as well. Leader falls back against the turret as well. Mickey has made the roam. Vladdy gonna have to...
There is no play here.
I'm out and yeah, I guess it's not happening.
I think, so, from my experience with the Zed matchup, well, hang on now, is there a play to be made here? Yoppa's fine, right?
He's got turret by his win.
Yeah. I mean, Yoppa won that trade.
Yeah.
Okay, got hit by the tower. Right, so my experience with the Zed matchup is you are hyper-dependent on your WEQ combo. And ideally, you need both shadows to land.
Yep.
Because then you kind of get a nice chunk. They then can't do anything back to you because you're kind of playing at range. And you get this 1 or 2 times, and then you can go for an all-in with your ultimate. The problem is if you're already behind, those early levels are incredibly important, and Vladdy really demonstrating what an oppressive Aurora looks like in the laning phase, and how now Leader's ability to get a kill at level 6 has been significantly hurt.
Lider je Rus, nije. Lider je Norvežanin, recimo. Tako nekako. Čekaj, upalim kameru, se gledam. Znam da vam falim, iako Blejbu tami u mraku. Ćelavi čovek iskače iz tame. Jopa mora traži bolji tim. Pa mislim da, ali, znaš, to sve je postepeno. Mislim da je Jopa pametno odradio. Jer fora je što Jopa, iako je u jako lošoj ekipi, mislim, SK se malo raspada, mislim da se Jopa već dokazao dovoljno da sljedeći put kad neka ekipa traži AD carry-a, on je pokazao dovoljno da zaslužuje mjesto da ostane u lecu. A čak recimo u drugom slučaju da SK pravi neki reform da menja tim, mislim da je Jopa dokazao da je zaslužio da ostane. Aha, rođen u Rusiji, a nekomu iz Norveške. Što vidim da kad su pričali o nacionalnim ekipama, da su lidera stavili u Norvešku. Baš sam zapamtio. Pa, ali da, znam da su kao norveška ekipa, lider tamo. Čak mislim da Norveška, ako se ne varam, oni imaju baš neke nabadače. Čo pogledam sad, lol. Pros, country. Što ovako, Norvi. Da, lider je Norveška, Veigar V2 je Norveška. Imaju Norvežani baš puno igrača što neće. Stratos, Panda i Thor igraju isto i Chris također iz Norveške. Smurfi, ne znam ko je Smurfi. Ali ima 2000 LP-a, izgleda dosta dobar. Da, ima ih. Warp, da si gledao prvi game, 56 minuta je trajao. Nikom ništa jasno nije. 56 minuta. Partija. 4 barona, 2 eldera, ne do bog šta se sve izdogađalo. A Wunder igrao ADTF-a na topu. Tako da, znači, Fiesta bukvalno na sve strane.
He's down about 700 gold, and you can see that in the itemization. Skeen's thinking about starting off these grubs, given that Razork is on the bot side of the Rift. Level 7 secured for Razork. Let's see where he decides to throw that early ult. I don't think there are easy ult option to him. There's not enough CC in bot lane, I feel, to really make an easy gank happen. Top lane is probably his easiest kill, if he's looking to just try and get one of those.
Definitely not going to be mid. Despite Leader being bullied
so
early.
Here's the thing though, if Leader uses his W, it absolutely could be mid.
Deathmark's going to come through, but he's exhausted. The Z counter. We get the twofold Hex combination that Vladdy is getting a little bit of help from his support, but Leader now down an ulti, and Vladdy doesn't even burn his.
Yeah, there are definitely windows to
Ne ovako.
especially if he uses a W.
Mislim da je 2 bilo što je najčemo, da nisam siguran sad.
The ultimate from Leader against his ult, you highlighted it perfectly. It really hurts your damage.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, also on top of that, we did talk about his Conquer a bit. He has TP, which for a Z always feels a little bit defeating in the lane when you can't play Ignite with some kind of combat runes to couple with it.
But the TP does help you a lot with side lane plays.
I mean, it is a pro game. It is a pro play. But last time...
Neko je skin za Džina, lepo izgleda. Iskreno lepo izgleda Džin skin.
Well, I mean, that was a problem with the game, but yeah.
Yeah, now imagine you get solo killed with Ignite and then you don't have TP to get back into the lane.
He probably saved his lane more than you would have expected. He's still 20 CS down, though. This is, you know, you love Leader. You can't say bad things about him.
This is a solo kill.
Kraken jumping on the turret. Well,
Tunneler, Ruby Crystal, Nocturne nije baš najjača stvar ikada. Mislim kao radio key damage, ali... Ja mislim će ova serija ljudi biti grind, ono. Mislim ću dajti ozbiljan kardio dok traje ova serija. Jer ne očekujem da će jedna ekipa ovdje znati kako da završi. Ne, vidimo stolica. O. Sviđa mi se što Jopa odmora otvara ult. Mislim, ne može da on dobije kill ovdje, nikako. Ali vidi, može da ih povredi ozbiljno. Iskreno, Kevin, ja se ne bi kladio na to. Ja se ne bi kladio na to.
Leader, during the fight, had his ultimate come up. If he'd had it available, there may have been more of a kill threat. Unfortunately for him, there wasn't much of a play available. So, gank attempt in mid lane, gonna force...
Razor hoće Hexplate, da bi imao manji cooldown na ultu.
Vladdy can't really do much about. He's gonna grab some boots. Oh, he's gonna finish the rocket belt. Okay, that is a nice spike secured. Leader, you need to get back to base. I wonder if he's got enough gold to buy anything.
He will, maybe with the plating. He's picked up 110.
He's got, I think he's got...
Šta builda on Eclipse uopšte? Ne znam.
I'm pretty sure it's enough.
Ova cijela serija puna heroja koje ne znam šta buildaju. Da, pa ja sam u fazonu, ono, mislim, što način ne znam ni koja je druga serija, ja sam toliko isfokusiran u prvu, jer sam u fazonu igra Jopa protiv Fnatica, pa je to stvarno zabavno. Ko nama je fun i dobio je pentu u prvom gejmu. Giants i Shiftersi, pardon. Dobro, da, ta serija je, šta go, mislim, ja mislim da su to Giantsi koji stompaju, ali vidjet ćemo. Nocturne ima mnogo bolji tempo nego ovaj general. Kao jungler u džungli svaki jedan kamp se računa 4. Znači kad uzmeš cijel kamp, CS score ti ode plus 4. Tako da nema on toliko kampova više koliko samo ima ono malo bolji tempo jer je Nocturne samo insane što se tiče clearovanja džungla. Znači Nocturne ako nije nešto puno aktivan i može samo da farma, bolesno brz clear ima. To sam skoro komentarisao, igrao sam Dotu pre neki dan. Igrao sam nekog AD carry-a koji na dugme možda dijeli napade. Mislim da je Jopa samo mrtav ovdje. Samo treba komituje na Jopu sad ovdje. Odmah komitaš na njega jer se flashovo se u pit. Ako se Jhin flashuje u pit, Jhin više nema kako izađe iz pita. Komitaš njega, ubiš ga, to je to. Uzeli su i Drake.
Finally, death mark, but into a squirrel. Leader gets out, but he's dead. The Z looks trash. Razork, Lospa, they're alive somehow. As Wonder tries to recover the fight, the burns are good.
O, shield. Ok, paši. Sad ne znam da Emperus ima damage ovdje. Ima mana za jedan spell. Nope. Jep, ok. Ima i burn. Burn rock. Rashovo je Spirit Visage. What the... Bro, ja ako da nisam igrao LoL 3 godine, braću. Igrao sam ga pre 2 dana, stvarno. Pre 3 dana sam ga igrao. Zašto Sion rašuje Spirit Visage? What? Šta što ima Lulu pa će ona da ga shielduje pa će dobiti veći shield, ne razumijem. Sad moram da pogledam. Sion, OP, GG. Bukvalno niko živ ne igra Spirit Visage. Evo sad sam prošao kroz sve iteme koji se buildaju na Sionu. What? Da, bukvalno ništa. Bukvalno ništa.
The only reason it wasn't is because Yoppa respawned in the middle of the fight.
How Emperor still had flash, I don't know. But that's a big goal lead for Fnatic.
Yes.
1.2k through mid, 1.4k through jungle. Razork was already dominating Skeens and yeah, I'm
Pako.
Wonder was not in for that fight. That would have been a horror for SK.
I mean, it already was quite bad.
It was pretty
hard.
But
he made it slightly less bad for sure.
Yoppa died so early in the pit. Like, you know what you said as well? You're like, even for the Jhin, I think the AD was saying it. It's a hard game to play as the Jhin, let alone for the...
Da, Kaenik ruke, mislim, uvek što se tiče matchupa, znači kao... Ja se sad šalim, nisam igrao LoL 3 dana, gledam LoL svaki dan, igram, zaradili smo LEC juče prekjuče. Bro, Sion u Rambla uvek raša Kaenik ruker. Znači, uvek.
His damage is one of the lowest right now on his team, but it should not be underestimated. He is challenged.
Builda se od Spectre's Crawla svejedno, ti dobijaš health.
His objective control has been good, and now the TP's coming in, ready to contest another.
Oh, we're doing it again. We didn't get enough fighting. Game 1 is between world starts. A soft cease and desist meanwhile as well, but...
Oni sam ubio i Vaju ovde. I onda Sion stoji i zidje i ne može umre.
The Z in this comp as Razork survived. One
Iga Emperus.
Emperor tanky enough already.
A kak. O, mrtav. Dobar. Bar je našao nešto.
But Fnatic again will find themselves everything they want and more.
I think Yoppa can get tower dived here.
Gonna be proven, isn't it? Upset.
Da.
In transcends Yoppa. Barry's not gonna help the flash.
Malo je Flash bio useless od upseta, ali znamo da se čuva KD i Quatch u glavi, tako da lagana priča. Ovo je 1-1. Ovo je 1-1. Yes. Mnogo je nezgodno Jopi da igra Džina. A Vaj istorijski meni se uopšte ne sviđa u lecu. Znači, jedino kad mi je Vaj ok je kad izašla Ambessa prvi put i onda kad pikaš Vaj Ambessu i vino si game na taj kombo. To je jedina stvar da kažem kao da je okej. Mimo toga ja previše mi volim heroj, mnogo više volim Xina iskreno. Jer iako je Xin ono kao on je mili bruzer i sve to, u stvari čak ne. Čak iskreno, trenutno možda mi se najviše sviđa Aatrox u džungli. Pričam za competitive, ne pričam za solo queue. Znači druga je stvar, solo queue igrate što hoćete, igrate... Da ne kažem šta, igrate što hoćete u džungli, nebitno. Ali ovako u lecu, mislim da je Aatrox, da li što ga je Rileč puno igrao, pa sam ja u fazonu ko Aatrox je mnogo jak. Ali čini mi se da je Aatrox savršen balans skirmisha skilla, team fightova, early pressure-a, nekako mi je baš... Ok, Emperus. Neko mi je Aatrox verovatno najbolji. Xin je dobar samo zašto u određene kompove koji rade previše damage na range upalite ulti i besmrtni ste. Jer kao treba Jhin da se flashuje u tvoj ulti da bi ti uradio damage, to neće nikad uraditi. Ko lep skin za Jhina? Ne znam koji je ovo skin. Baš je dobar. I ništa sad, Razork ulti, Sion uleti za Vision, Razork uleti preko njega. Fokus na Vaj opet. Vaj će da umre, se vrati ulti od Niko. Jopa radi free DPS, što mu daju da radi free DPS? Ovo je giga loš fight od Fnatica. Fnatic je ovo užasno odigrao. Šta radi Sion? What the... Bro, Jopa smurfuje. Jopa... Toliko smurfuje, a i Fnatic je izgrifovao hard, da se razumemo. Kvadra za Jopu. Ovo je baš veliki. Mitmaker G, baš je dobar, baš je. Nekako baca ispod ruke. Kao kad baciš onik žabicu, onako kamen u vodu, pa da onako... A gledaj ovo, gledaj. I Sion, bro, pa skreni levo, ubi Gina u pitu, šta radiš? Pogledaj Jopo, gledaj Jopo, nikoga ne dira. On stoji radi free DPS, on uživa, njega ništa ne zanima. Gle, nikoga ne dira, cijel fight. I UMP se ovdje pomerio, upset popio ul W, prelepo. Lepo.
Get your second penta. He doesn't care, man. He's playing Jin. Oh, dude, 4 is all he needs. 4 is, you know, Jin is 0 and 4 in the region. I don't know, is that at best? He's now got 4 kills. He's got 4 kills. So now what happens? We're back to game 1. We're back to game 1. All right, everyone, strap in, get a drink. Bathroom break. We've got another 30 minutes of this. Guys, get food. But this time, before it was no one could kill each other. Now everyone's killing everyone. Okay. Engage out the wazoo. I'm ready for a fist fight. There was just to be clear, 2k gold lead between the junglers in favor of Razork, 2k gold lead between the mid laners, 2k gold lead between the AD carries. Yep. There's now a 1k gold lead for you.
Ne znam koje je. Mislim, neko jako čudno bacio Q underhand, što nisam vidio ranije. Moguće samo neka ono reanimacija. Jednom u milion Q-ova, pa nisam ni primetio. Smite. Zed na Sionu dole. Mislim, Sion ima malo armora, to mu je dovoljno. Lospa. What you doing? What you doing, Lospa? Ne možeš ti kao Lulo budeš u toj poziciji nikad. But now Fnatic don't have a TP available because of the exhaust being ran by Vladdy. This does mean that SK have a little bit more global map pressure if they want it. In terms of towers, Fnatic do hold a small advantage after securing mid and top. Bot is still up available. But SK, they kind of have to go on defense right now. They need to try and funnel a few more items into Leader so he can offer some real backline threat. Yep. Lospa's just going to be a thorn in the side of Leader, but the reality is if Leader can do what he did in the last fight, which is, hey, Upset, I'm over here, look at me. Yeah, then and Upset is the place to get the whole fight. Exactly, like that's the point. Jopa ima već previše item, on će imati LDR još malo. Možda igraju zada s TP-em. A mislim da je očekivao će Vladi da rana tepe pa da možda mu parira. A Vladi jako pametno uzeo egzost i onda možda side lane-uju njega. Neka ga ulta samo ga egzosta. A lider mora da igra oko toga. Tipa da ulta za egzost, jer egzost ima veći cooldown nego Zed ulti očigledno. I onda jednom ultaš da izbjetaš egzost i onda drugi put ultaš da dobiješ kill. What the fuck? What? Empiros je izdriftao malo, da radilo ga na Tokyo Drift. Emperor's ult not that long of a cooldown, so it should be up by the middle of this dragon contest. Ooh, Mickey with the flank. Leader's running into a Scion, no, but there is a bit of follow-up damage. Nema ulti, ima flash još malo. On je mrtav. Mislim se Empiros vraća nazad za Drake fight. Bar bi trebalo. Baron da uzmu dok ovi rade Drake-a. Možda. Nije imao flash Empiros. Tako da nije baš bio izbor, ali nije ni bitno. Fine i dalje kulira.
Top is still being pushed for Vladdy. But I think the most important thing is SK have gotten themselves a little bit more time. Fnatic were doing a really good job of snowballing the game. But now, with the quadra kill, I stand corrected, here we go.
By himself though, the flash comes out, one is just flashing, the waiting down, the upset and lost where he didn't know it, and Blast Cone won't be able to be used. So Fnatic found a pick and a mistake from Wonder walking up to the turret with Dragon in 5.
Okay, so both top laners getting caught within the last few minutes. Razork would have loved to... Ooh,
Ok, zabao mu je. To je nice.
That feels like the first time in this game.
Okay, here we go. Dragon going to be started off by Razork. I think this makes a ton of sense. They're going to put themselves at soul point. And they would have loved to have given that kill over to Upset, but Razork was paranoid about the fact that Wonder might hit the blast code and he gets away to safety, so they'll just take the kill. They'll take the Dragon. And Leader's being left alone in top lane. That tower's uncontested. I wonder if he get... Oh no, it's way too healthy. I don't think he can get it.
Will do some damage. This guy needs... we go third item here, Betty.
Third?
Third item, Edge of Night.
It could be a Cyril's Grudge. It could be Edge of Night. It could
Za Zada pričaju, ok.
Some of them do the ult cooldown one that I forget the name of. It looks like a disc, the thing that Xena Warrior Princess...
Axiomark.
Axiomark, there we go.
Kupio je Axiomark pa ga je prodao, mislim, unduovo je pa je kupio Voltaic Cycle Sword. A ovo je malo genius. Mislim, dobar je sa specifičnim supportima, s Karmom je recimo jako dobar, sa Zyrom nije loš. Ali, kažem opet, mislim, ovdje ekipa Fnatica daje Yopi da nosi game, što mislim da je dosta velika greška, očigledno, Fnatica. Najviše ako cool skin, neko napada ispod ruke. Ovaj četvrti crit. Eto, sprdao sam se na first standu kad su stavljali imena skinova i krome.
What is he, number 2 in the West or EU or something?
I think he's number 3 in the world for unique champions or something.
He's behind Caps.
I don't know. He's played a lot though. He's like 74, 75, something like that.
Yeah, he's a big deal leader. Poked out. It's again those twofold hexes that really hurt with the weeding combination and electrocute. Fnatic using their mid lane well. It's Vladdy who's really bursting down. And it means that SK can't really walk into these chokes unawares. Razork setting it up with an ulti, walking too far forward, flush away. Yopper then deadly flourishes though, maybe an opportunity. Equalizer, it's fantastic. Razork getting him from afar, the range is working out. Now Vladdy comes on in.
Opa, dobar ult. Boga mi SK dobio ovaj game. SK lepše fajta mnogo. I kažem, Jopu niko ne dira. Gle, završi se fajt, Jopa je živi dalje. Lepo. Kako je sve dobio triple da mi je znati, apsolutno ne znam, ali nema veze, to je okej. To je skroz u redu.
SK navigate the fight better, and now the Baron will be theirs.
Yopper just baits them in the flash, the turnabout. SK, great play.
A deep engage from Razork. The follow-up is way too far away. A good rumble ultimate will pop the GA early. They see Vladdy...
Mislim, ovdje je fora s ovim fajtovima, je jako bitno koja ekipa engageuje prva i kako igraju Niko. Ekipa Fnatica mora da ubije Jopu, a Jopa svaki fight bukvalno lagan.
Thank you, Wonder.
Thank you.
You know, people are going to tune in and see the end of this game, and they're going to see a Z 4-3 and 5 and be like, oh my god, like leader Z. And they're not going to look at the first 20 minutes of the game.
I feel like this game has been very much about Mickey.
Oh, yeah?
Mickey and Yopper.
Oh, Mickey's been insane. And again, schemes, actually, they may have found another target. Paranoia used, but Razork is only going to use that to close the gap. Tangle Barbs again, just out of range. Cease and desist was dangerous, but Scheme's going to get out with any CC on his head. And Betty, remember, it's been a dragon stacking game. 1 minute and 5 until we get SK. They're probably going to pick this up. if Fnatic can't stop this, the game will go on longer, and we have longer to decide whether SK's comp can get through these targets.
Well, I mean, at this point, they absolutely can.
Koliko fijesto napraviše, ljudi moji. Koliko fijesto napraviše.
You're in such a fantastic position regardless of the comp. I think that we're just seeing some of the big weaknesses of Nocturne, which is that whenever you go in, like, who really follows you? You're just in so deep. I think Nocturne's strength comes from when he enables other champions to do their thing, like Canon or Nico, for example. But right now he's going in with a Scion. They go in, they then get left isolated.
Pomaže mu plated, a u Nocturne je giga dobro imati plated. Jer fora je što Nocturne odavno nije onaj one shot assassin koji uleti kao ubijete, već je ipak ono health, preživim, bruzeriš build. Tako da kada herojko već ne radi previše damage-a u odnosu na što je radio ranije, smanjiš još malo damage, baš se osjeti. On dva šurike nabacio Shadow, što je ability haste. I Miki traži flank ovdje. Ćemo skinuti shield. A bolje da pukne u njega nego da promaši skroz. Wunder je malo izrikvao poziciju. Empiros recall TP, vrati se sa shieldom, treba se vrati nazad, lepo ulti. Jako lepo ulti od Miki, Lospa je u problemu. Gdje je jungler? On je pao, ovo je Drake za SK, SK dobio u seriju. Ovo je donalo za SK. Lepo, lepo, lepo. Sad je Jopa, nije Japa, tako da dobri smo, dobri smo. Fnatic je baš pogubljen, iskreno. Fnatic je baš pogubljen. Inače, čisto, mislim, behind the scenes priča, ali relevantno je dosta. Ekipa Fnatica prethodni split nisu ni ušli u playoff, bili su 8. Šta god. I žalili su se, Graf se žalio kako on kao ne može sve da radi, on je sam u coaching staffu. Ove godine ekipa Fnatica je dovela do Amnea i još jednog ili dva lika da budu coachevi i analisti, šta god. Tako da mislim da sad činjenica da Fnatic i dalje ne igra dobro, mislim će baš onako da napravi neki flamić na na Twitteru. The mid laner of Fnatic has to be careful where he stands. If he gets locked down, we have seen the poke and the range change this game in SK's favor. One more pick, and it is going to lead to a plus 6,000 gold lead that could just end this series. And I will say, I do think Zed scales well in the sense that in the 1v1, his ability to just do damage gets... 6, Kevin, 6. No, ja znam 6, idu dalje ako nešto nisu promijenili, da pogledam, se ne slažem. Ja mislim da je 6 za playoff. Vama je išlo 8, bilo je 12 komada. U Springu 6 ide dalje. Trenutno je Vitality 5-1, Giantsi 3-0, Navi 3-1, KC 2-0. Koji 2-2 i onda G2 Fnatic 1-2, Shiftersi 0-2, SK 1-4, Heretici 1-5. Tako da Heretici i SK su trenutno najgori. Što najjača fora je, mislim, ti moraš da budeš u najgorem slučaju tipa 4-4. SK, ovo im je 6. Ja čudim kako igra game-ova još. SK, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 game-ova. U najgorem slučaju mislim da moraš da budeš 5-4 da bi prošao dalje. Tako da mislim da SK ako izgubi ovaj game, oni su već ispali, ja mislim. Jer su onda 4-5 u najboljem slučaju. Mislim da najgori slučaj 5-4 da bi prošao dalje. Tako da mislim da je 5. poraz doomed. Mislim da Heretici su 1-5, ja mislim su oni skoro ispali. Mislim, matematički nisu čim Riot ih nije otpisao još. Ali sljedeće nedelje igraju u nedelju. Ako izgube od koja, mislim su Doom, onda su 1-6 i to je to.
This game hits the 48-30 mark. This is the longest BO3 in EU history, beating NIP versus Gambit with 104.
What year was that? 2016?
We're only game 2! You're telling me that if this game goes on for another 15 minutes, we're getting the longest best of 3 in EU history. That's insane.
To jest insane.
Well, I mean, I don't believe this is going to close out even with the 6k gold lead.
Well, upset is the win condition for Fnatic. He'll be the guy that can turn this game around if anyone's going to do it.
Šta se radi sa Klotom? Guardian, I guess.
Leader, I'm now looking at this set more than I ever thought I would in this comp. Longest 2-0 BO3, by the way, as a correction. So if it goes to game 3,
longest 2-0 BO3.
That context only just gave me
Yeah, I was going to say that.
To ima smisla, jer ovo što su rekli na početku baš nema smisla. Nemoguće, to je 30 minuta po game. Mislim, to je average da kažeš. Game time što se tiče LoL-a.
Thank you, observers. We're looking at the flank here that Mickey is trying to pull off in the enemy jungle of Fnatic. One doing some good damage as well. Deadly Forest. Vladdy's already been chunked out. Tries to get a chunk on the other side. Wonders at half HP. Those two-fold hex combination with the weeding.
Mickey, I see you. I see you. He's doing his best to flank around. What are you doing down there, Mickey?
What an award.
They're starting Baron.
Okay, SK is starting it off. Fnatic are going towards mid, but as Wonder teleports in, as the ward spots off SK, Fnatic aren't going to get much. They're pinging towards the
They're trading
Dragon.
the soul. They're taking soul for Baron.
It's not going to be worth, right, Vetty?
I mean, historically, it hasn't been.
I don't think it has
Nisam
been.
siguran, Sol za Baron je interesantno.
Dragon might already be gone. Fnatic
Mislim da je čak za Fnatic, pa ne znam da li je okej.
do. Mickey's angle
Jer gube previše.
now found out. Tangle Barb's there. They pop the power.
Ne znam šta je Miki radio ovde.
Used on the support. SK have decided with the Baron, they're going to try and push top, but Fnatic are already pulling the ports back. A shutdown, but a top lane turret to go down.
TP wall. There's a TP wall right here.
And Fnatic
Sam mogu se bio ako ih uhvate pre Rikola.
damage. SK played this game for the Baron,
U, Jopa se nije, Jopa je trebao da Rikola, mislim, u isto vreme.
who couldn't back in time.
Ali neće, dobro, neće Empress govori, nema ulti.
Continue the fight, but Baron for Soul, you know at home what this trade means.
Ooh, Razork has now found schemes. He should win this 1v1.
Being spotted out now, Baron. He's going to Vault Breaker. Razork going to chase him down. The rest of the team's not here, though. As you said, 1v1 should be one. Vault Breaker turns into a flea, and Razork's just going to auto him down. GA for GA. He doesn't really do as much damage as we thought.
Yeah, they've decided, you know what, this is, we're good. Let's call it a draw. Especially with the rest of SK and Fnatic both coming back out onto the map. 7k the gold lead for SK. Is it weird that it doesn't quite feel like it?
No, not at all.
I feel like it's because
Baš lep
Wonder
skin.
is with
I dalje ne znam koji je, baš je lep.
and about to actually be full build on the Rumble. I think it, like, we haven't really talked about Wonder
Jopa ide na
at all.
BT.
He has had some very good equalizers, and he's going to be doing some
Okej.
serious damage. Now with the Baron buff versus the Soul,
Kicks Optics mi se sviđa, bez RFC je fajn.
their siege is probably what
Možda
they
ide na
want
Guardian pa
to
samo
do
ostaje
in
na...
short range. And
Mislim, ako ima plated i Guardian u Nocturna, mislim da je baš nije igrivo.
Short range, but I haven't seen that in the fights, you know. But I know what you're saying. The siege is short range.
that's what I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Znam, ne mogu dovatim svetlo. Moram kad završim ovaj game. Pali svetlo.
Rumble, melee champion, Vi, melee champion. You get the point.
I do indeed.
Giga mega sam. Ultra mrak, ljudi.
I mean, I am a bit perplexed, but if SK can do something with this Baron, maybe end the game, then it'll all make sense. Mickey's just walking
No,
up, but
upset.
Run forward, as you said, he's
Au, upset. Joj, upset.
in harm's way. GA
E, sad trči Emperos ispred upseta. Upset trči ispred upseta. Defaj ga, čoveče.
worth seeing again. Mickey will die, but he's kept the fight at a standstill. Mickey's sacrifice will be remembered as leaders deep in the base.
Ne, lepo. Lepo, lepo. Ja navijam da AD carry budu branjeni, što je legit kao AD carry.
SK punished the aggression of Upset, who tries his best to make a play for his team. The damage now is still very good for SK as they hold on to 4 members. Wonder is low. Yopa is threatening though as he chunks out Lospa.
The Baron minions
Možda mogu završiti game ovde.
stacked up.
Čemo
Upset at the Beyblade, but a fourth one joins.
Nice, dobili su ulte nazad, savršeno. To je to. Fnatic u giga raspadu.
He will go into GA and
Iskreno, posle ove partije, ja inače što volim da radim kad radim LEC, otvorim Twitter i onda čitam šta se događa na Twitteru, jer stvarno Fnatic malo embarrassing, što bi se reklo, SK. Ajde, vidjet ćemo da li je dovoljno. Polako ali sigurno se vraćaju nazad,
Their schedule the way that it is.
ali Fnatic, da, ovo je baš,
Team getting their second
iskreno baš kriminalno za ekipu Fnatica. Svakako, Pauzica će biti 10 minuta. Tako da ćemo iskulirati malo, dobit ćemo intervju, slušamo intervju. Sad je čak možda pauza malkice i jača, možda je čak i 14 minuta možda. Ali nisam 100% siguran još, tako da svakako tamo idem da izrešavam neke stvari na brzaka, vidimo se nakon pauze, a tada nas čeka još jedna serija, to će biti Giantsi i Shiftersi, tako da brba nakon pauze.
And then like
Were we
say like,
wrong
hey.
about the draft, guys? Or,
Oh, hello, sorry. Wait, hello? Can you hear us? Oh, hello, sorry. We were talking about something you'll see later. Absolutely crazy. No.
I cannot believe what I has witnessed.
Oh my god.
Mickey X on Gromp. What just happened?
I don't know. I guess we made a huge comeback, first time in SK Gaming's history. And yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like SK does kind of own Fnatic for the past 2 years. When I was on Fnatic as well, we kind of got 2-0'd by SK.
Yeah, you're two sides of the coin.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Insanity. Well, we're gonna look at it more in depth later. Actually, if we can get the telestrator. We'll first look at the replay normally, but Yoppa, tell me about the fight that you actually got a quadra kill that gets you guys back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, basically there was Nocturnal, so I couldn't see anything. I threw like a random W, I hit Aurora, I got first kill, I see Nocturne is 1 HP, I flash in, second, and my team is like all alive, and I'm like, okay, nice. I just ult and...
So basically you saw through the darkness, that's what you're saying,
Yeah.
perfectly. Okay, actually I would like you to draw a little bit, Mickey, if we can get the telestrator up on the screen.
I'm drawing?
Because
Yes,
we have
you're
the little
positioning.
screen there, take the pen.
Okay.
This is your canvas, okay?
Alright.
And this is your play button.
What
where
are you
am I?
trying to do here?
Yeah, what is happening over here? Where are
I mean,
you?
here
Mickey?
we're getting... Okay, here I'm right here.
Yeah?
So here I'm kind of just... We want to hold this position. If they walk in, we throw some spells, you know, chunk. And then we kind of just want to make them go into us. And I
Okay.
think they went a bit too early.
So let's play the clip out and talk me through here, okay?
So here I don't see anything. I see Nocturne going in and Sion. I think they go way too early. Their bot lane can't really follow. And then Aurora kind of gets one shot. And they also get 3 men. And I guess Zed is buying a lot of time here in the backline against their bot lane. And then just triple E. Oh my lord.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then oh my, that snipe by the Shin. Did you see that?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Masterfully
Good job.
done. I mean, it's better than how someone could draw, for sure. That was
aware, I'm
beautiful.
aware.
That's crazy. Not just game 2 though, also game 1 kind of, right? Talk to me about, actually I completely forgot already what happened in that game, but you said you didn't deserve to win even, or both teams are trying to lose.
Actively.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it was looking rough. There was plenty of opportunities where we could have like just not gone for the 5v5 or like just look at them. Because we have TF, right? He has like TF ult, he has TP. And they need to have someone to match him.
Yeah.
But we didn't really give them the chance to do that. We kind of just like group as 5, so they can group as 5. And then they're pretty happy. They just like look for picks. I mean, we have the range advantage, right? But they can just like flash on someone or random charm, and then the fight starts, and then they are probably stronger. So
But do you not think your 5-5 is solid with like TF gold card and then Nami, Estral, like all that range?
I think for sure at the start of the game, it was very easy to play because they didn't have Mikhails, they didn't have like a lot of stuff to do. But I think the longer the game goes, the harder it is to get through the shields with the poke, and it's harder to like follow up on gold cards and stuff because Caitlyn got really strong. So yeah, we realized way too late that we should just make someone extra show on side with TF, and then either play to end if they're not showing, or go fight an outnumber fight afterwards.
Yeah, Yoppa, what was it like overall? Because I feel like you are really good, we know that, right? But you can't always show it, which is normal. Mickey's like, whatever. But you also have an upset against you who's also pretty aggressive, right? At times, and who's also super fed. So talk me a little bit through how much responsibility you felt that you had in both of these games.
Yeah, I think in the Israel game I was pretty confident that on the range I will just carry the game in mid-game. Then the game was not carried in mid-game. I think I was like feeling very useless at some point. I was getting outscaled. But once I got like 7 items and I both LDR, anti-shield and everything, then I felt useful again. But I mean, I think he was playing good with Caitlyn and pressuring on mid-waves with Karma Shield, getting some space. So I think overall, yeah, it was a fun game.
Yeah, it was fun.
This one.
Yeah.
Let's watch it again here.
I was kind of surprised. I saw you on the other side of the wall while I was fighting.
Yeah, I think my E was not
I was
the
like, where are you?
greatest.
So I can buff you. I was like,
I panicked a bit here with DC. But I'm coming back, I'm coming back.
Oh, I went back in there, yeah. I mean, this was a very chaotic fight.
Okay, wait, in and out.
Yeah. You're even impressing Mickey here.
What the hell?
I don't know what I did, but look.
Can I check your passport, buddy?
I mean, you know something about playing with Croatian ADC.
Croatian ADC, yeah.
Of course. course.
Yopayan or whatever.
So excited, wow.
We finally got out of the game, it's been 1 hour.
It's true, yeah. It's
So what happened in the game transition? Because I want to ask you a little bit about that Game 5 draft. Because 4-5, you guys picked Jin, Zed. Is this something that you had practiced, or was it just kind of on the fly? Because there was a lot of beefy boys on the other side, so conventionally you would think Zed would not make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that is conventionally, but we knew that if we pick Zed here, he was gonna get solo killed and then still be more useful than Aurora. This time he took TP instead of the so he had a lot more uses. But we kind of just wanted to have some 80 damage because we already had Rumble and Nico, so they don't really want to go Mercs if we have 80 mid. And Rumble Jin, pretty nice combination. I mean, we didn't really care too much about Sion because we're diving in anyway, or like we should be with Vi, me, Rumble. We should be going in the backline and killing them. But then they also kind of drafted a lot of go in, so we could just wait. But yeah, it wasn't like something we practiced a lot, you know, like a Zed combination.
Yeah, there was also some banter. I think we have the chats. Were you guys seeing it?
I mean, it's the Wunder classic. I mean, Wunder's just bullying the rookies kind of still, as he did back in my days. I got bullied. It's a initiation ritual.
Nervous flooding?
Yeah, it's like usually it's a bit more aura when you're like winning a lot. I think right now.
No, but it's great after that last game, though. It's like perfect because they're stressing.
For sure, yeah.
You know?
It is embarrassing to lose to SK, yeah.
We can win against you, only for good teams. Pretty funny.
I mean, he did get a solo kill, so we played with him without exhaust.
TF was actually, Finn was saying in game 1, if you squint really hard, that's G2 2019.
I mean, you gotta squint very, very hard.
Maybe both eyes like.
Both eyes closed, actually.
Like Croatian 80 carry, Mickey X, Wunder, Psychopath mid, you know, like, I see the angle.
Yeah, it works. Hey, so this is crazy. And the race for playoffs is still on. Tell me a little bit about, as a competitor, Mickey, you've been through the highs and the lows and the mids.
The XLs.
And the XLs and everything. Like, how important is... That was a time, actually. You want to talk about that instead?
No. I mean, you guys beat Fnatic, so...
That's true. I mean, it is pretty nice. I think we kind of have to win all our games to have a chance. So at least that is some hope for us that we can still do it. Like, 2-0 is not too bad. I think Fnatic is like not a bad team, so we kind of can get some confidence now because we needed some confidence after our last few matches.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we can, you know, keep it up for the next weeks.
Yes, I mean, at the very least, if you lose, but you lose like this, in games like this, will be fine for us. I mean, I'd rather you qualify, but
Me too.
me too. Our Kia player of the series was Yopa. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, who else, Yopa?
Yeah, honestly, who
It
else?
was
did not land the Nico for 3-man, but it's fine.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty good. By the way, that flank you tried to set up, but you got found out.
Yeah,
Sad.
my team decided it was better to trade Baron for Soul. But
Actually, yeah, talk to me a little about that. 'Cause I was really surprised.
actually, Yopa, you talked to me about it.
Yeah,
I was ready.
Nico
I was ready. I was watching everything, no?
Yeah.
I mean, I took the
Zero vision.
responsibility and I said we are going to Nash because they had position. And
I had position.
Yeah.
And Mickey, you always have position, to be fair, in your mind. Okay?
I've seen this Nico behind and just get caught and then we're
But this time I had no
45.
vision. I was dodging everything.
Okay, but why didn't you go
masterfully.
into Little Minion? Because then Nocturne
I didn't have a minion.
No. That's bad. That's bad on your part.
I didn't I was like looking for something to take. There was no wolves to take. There was no minions. I could have played a pink ward, but like.
In your head, you were like
I can't move.
Carrier, and you're like, oh, these wolves aren't here. Like,
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
Should have been my wolves.
Like, oh, what? We got a replay. Even. Oh.
Oh, is this
Yeah, I was
Mickey on the
dodging
flank?
everything.
Okay, this is Mickey's
So pink ward, yeah.
bizarre
Let's see.
adventure.
Let's see if it's as good as he said it was, or if
So
he was
how are we
lying.
entering here?
Yeah,
Rumble half
talk to me,
HP.
Mickey. What do you want your team to do right now?
Yeah,
I want my team to actually start walking in, use some blue trinkets. You know, from the guys see Rumble ult, Jin
Rumble
W,
is
Jin
half
ult.
HP.
He's full now. Boom, TP back. Actually, how did Rumble get full half HP? Let's not do that on Rumble.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was on the mega flank.
It's a tough retake to do on Drake.
Yeah, but I had mega position, so
You did.
if you guys have some blue trinkets, you
I
can
think
probably
the
enter.
foreman is a bit weak.
And then here I showed on purpose
Right.
because I thought they were gonna like Nocturne ult on my clone, but they didn't do
Okay,
that.
okay, Mickey. So when your team goes Baron,
Yeah.
you know they're on Baron.
Yeah.
What is your? Why are you
Here I'm trying
staying
to stop some
around
bases.
here?
I'm trying to stop some bases here.
Well, you did.
Actually,
stop-
why are you here?
I'm stopping
You-
bases.
It's
You guys
true.
can get in tower now, no?
So, Joppa, what do you think about Mickey doing here? Like, when you have made the call to go Baron, your whole team follows,
Very-
and Mickey starts to go there anyway.
No, we already got the Baron, and now we're going top to hit the
Yeah,
tower.
yeah, but you were there while they were taking the Baron. Like, couldn't you
Yeah.
have set up something else? Couldn't you have like
I
played
could
with
have
your
based,
team?
for example,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
then I would be stopping their bases and they'll be back in time
Joppa,
to defend.
did you like that play by Mickey?
Oh, what do you mean you're stopping bases? We got in Nash. There's no turrets. We're not getting anything.
Wait,
You got top
you were
turret.
hitting top tower.
You got
You
top
died in
turret.
3 seconds.
Yeah, but I got Nocturne ult, Aurora ult, and I Zonya, so it was actually more
These
than 3 seconds.
veterans, man.
2.5 seconds Zonya duration. I was left at least more than
Joppa,
that.
how do you deal with this man on a daily basis when he has his delusional takes?
I think Mickey is fine. I think there is some delusional takes, but he's very open to criticism and like learning.
It's true.
So it's
You know
fine.
it.
Finn knows it. And speaking of Finn, I want to talk about flanks a little bit because Mickey, can you tell me what's happening here?
Wait, what is this?
This is a game. This is a flank.
Rogue versus GX.
And Finn's
that
on
Finn on
Renekton.
Renekton?
Look at him.
This is a fantastic flank. My
Yeah,
team is just dead
look at this
before I
flank.
come in. My team has already went in before I'm flanking, and you're flaming me. Like we're losing this game super hard. The only way to win is I find a flank and I go onto the back line. But before I arrive, Markunas died, Compass died. They're all dead already. And is this supposed to paint me in a bad light? My team just
Yoppa, what did you
griefed me.
think of that flank?
I mean,
Actually, we're heading
the
gold, huh?
flank only makes sense if you have Nexus turrets, but your Nexus was open, so they just click into your Nexus.
I mean, if they see you. If you don't see, you, it's perfect.
I mean, let's just say they didn't see me.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't need to
That's
check
good,
the tape.
that's good.
I don't know. I don't know the facts, but
For sure. This was really fun.
why did you have that clip on standby?
Don't
That's
know.
crazy.
I don't know. It's just in the list for some reason. Congratulations, you two.
Thank you.
Was super impressive to watch and super fun. But when we come back, we have more fun because it's Giant X versus Shifters.
Want to find your fastest server every time? Express like a pro and optimize your connection in one tap. Express and game without ISP throttling. Express and shield yourself from DDoS attacks. Express and choose the VPN trusted by gamers everywhere. Express VPN. Experience gaming the Express way. Fast, stable, competitive. Outplay the world. It's time to Express. Unlock free Hextech rewards, exclusive skins, and more. Scan to subscribe.
The human body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
Surely the last best of three, the LEC for your interesting week 3 couldn't get any better, right? After what that was between SK and
surprising.
Fnatic. A sweep, by the way, in that series.
A much needed one for SK as well, as their schedule is a tough one. They've got even more games to play next week, and they basically they really need those wins. They really need, because remember that only top 6 qualify for playoffs here in the LEC, and so when you only get to play 9 best of 3s, and SK's already at 4 losses, it's a tough one.
I mean, especially when, again, we are cresting upon the halfway point, week 4 next week, and
absolutely,
that will kind of be the line in the sand for a lot of teams as well, with our road shows coming up. Now, let's talk quickly about GX and Shifters, because they're coming onto our screens now. Shifters, we have seen hardly anything of. A series that they kind of did nothing in at the start of last week, where they versed SK, and that was just random, like SK's best series.
Yeah.
And then a series yesterday they probably could have won versus Vitality, our current best team. So we're at this weird crossroads of how good are Shifters really after their big Korean boot camp we keep talking about.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest point that Jack and I talked about yesterday was like coordination is the biggest problem I had with them last split.
Yep.
I feel like individually these players are so good, and I mean, Rooster, he made Knuckle look bad, right? Which is a real testament to how talented of a player he is in the top lane. And I love watching him play. Mechanically, he's definitely there. Paduk is right there next to him. The mechanics, the hands that this roster has is up there. But some of the drafting decisions they made yesterday made it really hard for them to leverage the hands.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I feel like sometimes the coordination with this team is just not quite there. So that's what we're looking for today. GX, I would describe them as the gatekeepers of the LEC. Often this roster is sat outside the top 3, holding, I mean, this year they held 4th place after last split. Last year it was traditionally 5th.
Yep.
But if you want to be contending the top of the table, this is a team you need to get through, because GX, often very solid, very good players. Right now, Isma is the focus, the guy that you're often looking at to be the driving force behind this team, with superstar Noah ready to carry behind it.
His early game has been so good, and I feel like Noah, for me, has been the only person who's been caught out consistently on mid-wave, but still has the ability to pop off. I feel like Giant X have leveled up this split, but again, the context matters when they've gone against easier teams. Fnatic, SK Team Heretics, and now Shifters as we're in the draft, and have gotten rid of those mid-majors that we're kind of expecting Nuke to want. Azir is up, but is it worth first picking here? Shifters.
I'm going to go, I'm going to ask stats on the fly. I saw a stat that said, I think globally, Azir is 2-17 right now on this patch. And I'd love for stats to confirm that for me, because I think Caps is one of the few that has wins on it. So I do feel like Azir just isn't quite his old self, you know? He doesn't quite have that same power that he once had. But right now, he's not the focus. The Jarvan being locked in for Shifters is alongside Ezreal for Noah. I mean, this man, I feel like I know him for 2 champions, Ezreal and Kai'Sa. Those are his 2, so he's already gotten his hands on one of his comforts, and that's going to be locked in. But the Seraphine is open, and Shifters could respond with a powerful bot lane of their own.
Hovering over the Camille, not very real, is it? Yunara, Lulu also there as an option.
And they're going to go for it straight away.
Okay.
I think Lulu just synergizes very nicely with Jarvan.
Yep.
It offers a good front to back. He's already a beefy front line that the Yunara can play around. A fantastic foundation, I think, for Shifters to play with. GX now need to consider what they want to go into the jungle. We know that Isma often loves to hover the Nidalee. I think he does have it. He's played a couple games on the LEC stage, but I'd be surprised if that's the direction he chooses to go into a Lulu in particular.
No, he's gone into the Vise, the Xin Zhao's, the Wukongs now make it 2 for him as well here, so not as much early game impact as he had on things like the Vi, but still, level 6 breaking point, he can still run the Rift.
Well, Wukong, a fantastic team finder in his own right, able to stack a lot of armor. We'll see how things pan out as we move into the second phase. Kind of free-for-all now, top laners and mid laners. As the first ban we're expecting to come through, Annie. Implies GX is thinking about an Aurora, or maybe even an Ahri. Both often can struggle into the Ahri matchup. Also, Ahri would synergize nicely with Shifters' kind of wombo combo comp that they've got cooking for themselves.
Jackie's is versatile. I mean, if they start banning away, well, there's LeBlanc.
That is a very targeted ban.
I mean, Jackie's has played
Evo nas back.
GX.
Draft manje više krenuo, tako da možemo da imamo šta se ovdje događa. Giantsi i Shiftersi. Giantsi ovdje očigledno ulaze kao po priču veliki favorit.
Also, just with Jarvan, I mean, I heard the hot pot combo from you. I like the coining from it.
It's nice, isn't it? Man, I miss hot pot. I had Chinese food last night.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh yeah. Like some of the best cuisine in the world, and hot pot I miss so much from China. You know? Heidi Lau, big shout out.
All right, well, what's the final bang going to be? Sion, perhaps something tanky up towards the top side. All right, so they want to get rid of that.
Sante on 4 or?
Ooh. I feel like Aurora, they're just going to blind, aren't they?
And take it away as well.
I mean, that was the big reason as to why they banned the Annie out.
That's true, yeah.
So, now Shifters have to blind something. They could go for Cassante for Rooster. I feel like he's more likely to lean towards Renekton. Okay, alright,
Rešimo nešto na brzaka dok krene, koliko napravim koraka po game. Pa mogu ti kažem posle ove partije, ajde još. Sad sam na tačno 14.000, eto, tako da vidjet ćemo posle ove partije gde ću biti i onda ću ti imati tačan broj. Sad sam okruglo na 14.000. Jer ne znam, danas sam iluje još eto i bio sam u teretani i generalno sam kao hodao, pa sam već dosta prošao, da već sam 14k prošao, danas hoću malo više da hodam, tako da hodat ću svakako i ovaj game i hodat ću i sljedeći game. To mi je okviran plan.
You actually froze my brain for a second there, because I was like, Jin.
Sorry everyone, though. I guess thinking about the Aurora, you talk now, Vetti, I'm going to have a moment.
Sure, no problem. He's hovering over the Ambessa. I don't love Gnar. I think usually you pick Jace into Gnar, because it's a good matchup for the Jace. Okay, he's going to go for Cassante. So, I mean, we're seeing this a lot, where junglers kind of have to be the main engage. Wukong is a solid engage, has the knock-up. There's not a lot of lockdown for the amount of mobility on the side of Shifters. I think Shifters also have decent poke, but that is matched with the Ezreal. Side lane threat, I think, is slightly superior for Shifters, because Aurora is a little bit more risky on a side lane to contrast the Ahri. Shifters, I don't hate what they've drafted, though. I think they've got solid front to back. They've got good space for the Yanara to play with. There's plenty of angles for them to approach the fight as well with the amount of mobility that they have. Whereas for GX, it's a little bit more one-dimensional. It's a little bit more front-to-back, relying on the poke from Ezreal to chip away at your opponents. With the Bard ultimate going to be the big deciding factor as whether it's a utility tool to defend your team or is an aggressive tool to set up for an engage. Either way, both teams are going to be looking to fight. Early game, I don't expect too much action as both junglers will look to likely farm. If we are going to see any early ganks, it'll likely be from Bukada, centered around mid or top lane, as both Ahri and Jace do have some potential either damage or setup to enable the Jarvan to make some early game action happen.
It's a more stable way to start the game. I mean, with crazy drafts from last game, this does feel a little bit more grounded for our last best of 3 of week number 3. And this is the last intensive week. Remember, after this, we go to double best of 3 days only for the rest of the split. And we start hitting on with the road shows as well. So it'll be a great way to end your week, especially if Shifters can keep their momentum from what was yesterday. They are 0-2, but against Vitality yesterday, they had some really good showing, a lot better than their opening versus SK. We're on the other side. We are talking about an undefeated Giant X. If they win this series, they will be the only team at 4-0. Casey, granted, have only played 2 series, but Giant X will be right under Vitality without a loss next to them.
But GX's schedule, they kind of have been working almost from the bottom up.
They have, really.
A lot of their harder opponents will come later on in the split as the team. This is why we call them the gatekeepers in a sense, because for the teams sitting at the bottom of the table from last split, if you wanted to get into the top 4, this was the team you had to go through. Yep. And right now, GX has stamped their authority, and any team that was below them last split, they've kept there. They beat Fnatic, they beat SK, and they've beaten Heretics, and now they're looking to add Shifters to the list as they start this game 1 off with Jun, losing about 50% of his HP.
Better trade for Shifters. Mystic shot from Noah connects on the tip, though, and so Giant X with 3 minions are going to push in and look to push in for this level 2 as well. Shifters pay respect, but if you're wondering how a Giant X looking so good at the start of this split outside of the
tako, sad sam završio sve ozbiljne stvari koje sam morao, sad možemo da ga chillamo na najjače. Napomenuo sam, Giantsi, jedna od ekipa koja zaista ima jedan od najboljih early gameova u LEC-u, stvarno jako izgledaju. Ono što Giantsi imaju kao problem jeste taj njihov mid game gde se malo pogubi i počeo bacio game, ali eto ovaj split za sad nismo videli u suštini da je do toga došlo, tako da su mislim relativno ok, nema tu šta. I za sad, eto, 3-0 undefeated. Jako lepo od Giantsa. Ćemo da imamo kakva je situacija, da li ide solo queue večeras, trebalo bi da bude, da, trebalo bi da bude.
So we've got quite mixed responses from him on the cast.
Okay, yeah.
But overall, GX is on the way up. We'll see if they can maintain this form as Shift is coming in today. I mean, they showed promising things yesterday.
Yeah, they did. And I know Vedi, like, the top lane is the easiest place to talk about that as well. Mid lane trains. Haven't talked about the game too much yet. Just a quick side note, if you missed yesterday, Rooster, I think it was a couple of solo kills added in from yesterday alone. One at least was on the Renegade, but I was really impressed with this guy, and already he's winning lane.
Ne Rikola se tu, nope.
Back is cancelled. He's going to have to TP back in. But Rooster is doing a good job in the isolated lane. Now Isma, early game is the name. Charm is going to connect. Can't do much as a Wukong, but at least he sends Nuke away.
Good positioning there from Nuke, staying close to the top side of the lane so that he's closer to his jungle.
CBL roster je stvarno nisam siguran. Mislim da je na ekipama da objave, a kao IBL kreće još malo, tako da mi je u stvari jako čudno da do sada nismo već videli IBL rostere, ali mislim, kažem, to je ono. Probat ću da pogledam da li ja imam neke informacije, ali iskreno čisto sumnjam, da imam išta.
Dragon a minute away. We'll see if we get a very early dragon this time around, as the bot wave seems very contested between the two bot laners. Very even in farm, but also even in the trades.
It's come off the back of Trimby just stepping up quite aggressively. As I said, Jackie's had to pop the pot, that's out. Just going to jump across the veil. Jackie's dodges away from the charm.
Dobro, možda imam neki info, ali ne sam ga den. Malaki. Gledam sad.
See how that long play of Bukata ends up working, as Isma is on a ward currently on his Raptors as he pushes and rushes to level 6 as fast as possible. Charm connects his
dobro, svako čekamo za dan, će nam sve biti jasno. Jackies ide se bije.
Notes continue to be taken by Isma.
Changed it yet, have we?
Not quite. He is hovering around mid lane, gonna spot Bukata out. But will they run into one another? Yes, they will.
Roll ward, waiting for the flag and drag. Knockups there, great damage from Bukata as well. And there's no fuss either way. The flash over the wall, Trimby, aggressive Glitterlands, and the slow, it's first blood, and Trimby's play is respected.
Fantastic flash from Trimby. I mean, Isma, I feel like he could have flashed over the wall, but I think he realizes Bukata's just going to flash after him. The second that Trimby lands that slow, you're not getting away. Beautiful first blood secured by Shifters as they get themselves on the board.
Bukata, that means he's going to have the bot lane auto himself. Scuttle is spawning towards top, which might be a relief for GX, but as you said, Isma holds onto his flash.
I just love the forethought from Trimby to apply the E. It reveals Isma, who goes into stealth, and then once the slow connects, I mean, you're not going anywhere, buddy. He doesn't bother flashing away.
Trim igra lepo. Mislim, Shiftersi game koji su dobili juče su igrali jako dobro, iskreno. Pogotovo njihov botlane je presmrfovo, tako da jako clean s njihove strane, nema šta.
Regardless, it's a good early game for Shifters, 1k gold lead as Paddock use the barrier here off the trade. And that's another small advantage here for GX for their bottom lane.
The classic, take a chunk of HP for a minion.
Yep.
80k will tell you it's worth. Well, Jackie's taking a bit of chunk himself.
Don't let him down. Two-fold Hex, pull it back, and Bukata's now level 6 Cataclysm versus the level 5 Monkey Isma. He wants his blue buff, but Bukata with the level advantage.
Ne znamo ga dobije ovdje. Bukata ima ult, malo jači.
Yeah, I think it's too risky for Bukada seeing that.
EBL 15. Možda Kibo da probaš na Disu eventualno. Eventualno na Discordu da probaš. Ne znam da li ćeš na streamu sad naći nekog da igra. Imam Discord, možeš tamo slobodno da kucaš, možda ti se neko javi na Discordu.
Shifters just came back and was suddenly, they felt like a different team. And, you know, we did criticize their coordination, but I have to say the SK series, they didn't play at all. They weren't there.
No, they weren't. It was a rough start to the split for Shifters, for sure.
Start, especially for this mid laner right here. Queen Worlds,
Ovdje je samo poke, bukvalno. Ult za poke i čao. Imaš ispod streama, ali čekaj, daću ti ja sad... Daću ti ja sad link, čekaj sekund. Evo ti ovdje, recimo. Evo ti to. A iskreno. A probaj Kiba, ako ti taj ne radi, uzmi ovo što sam ja poslao. Ovo što sam ja poslao radi sigurno. Ovo dole dislink se malo menja, pa je pitanje da li radi, da li ne radi. Uglavnom, najiskrenije... Neću te lagati svemirski, ali ja sam danas lazno rostere, tako da... Znaš, u teoriji sutra bi mogli da snimimo klip, editor ga ne bi završio do prekustra, prekustra svakako, svakako je kasno, jeli, pošto kreće EBL. Da su poznati rosteri? Meni jesu, ne sam toliko da pričam, mogu da kažem stvarima koji su ono, što se pretpostavlja. Tasteless je rekao da će igrati u Lupusu i neko je rekao Raito, Patkica, Lotus i ne znam što su rekli ko je mid, tako da Lupus izgleda skroz ok. Partizan se nije oglasio, što mi samo govori da će biti isti roster crno-belih. Ostale stvari ne sam da pričam previše, sutra preko što ćete saznati manje više sve, ali... Brokasteri, please. Ali da. Po svemu sudeći, mislim, Partizan bi trebao i dalje da bude najjači, daleko najjači u EBL-u. Po onome što je zvanično, Lupus bi trebao valjda da bude drugi. A sad za ostale rostere ćete morati malo da se strpite. Kažem opet, EBL kreće u sredu u 18 časova, tako da ima do... Ima do tad, eto, 2 dana, tako da brzo će proći. Mislim da ćemo napraviti neki segment na početku EBL-a, tako da za vas koje zanima zanima EBL-a šta se događa, šta će biti, uvek možete da se uključite malo ranije u program. Kažem, opet tu ćemo imati priču o svim rosterima i neka naša mišljenja o tome, jeli, ko će biti dobar, ko će biti loš i sve ostalo, tako da...
Yeah, they are. Often teams, especially like first game, like this, GX haven't played this weekend, right? So this is their first game. They're warming up, getting back onto the rhythm of playing on stage. And so what often happens, especially in game 1, is they're just focused around playing for these neutrals. So we got about 2.5 minutes until the next Dragon. Both teams.
Ali mislim, kažem, ne znam, ja iskreno ne vidim da će iko da bude bolji od crno-belih, jer stvarno mislim da je Partizan baš uzeo na badački roster. I to je verovatno projekat za cijelu godinu, tako da mislim će samo biti jači i jači kako napreduje godina. Ako ne budu menjali igrače, ne vidim što bi. Inače, Kevine, i tebi odgovorim na pitanje. Nisam ništa našao o Pokemon Championsu, o Fnaticu, zašto mi ceo X je Pokemon Champions.
Okay, Jace, do a full combo on me. That's cute. Anyway, I'm going to farm the wave anyway.
That could be in trouble. Maybe making a play.
A trap. Hang on.
And he's dead. Cosmic Binding. Here we go. Isma's first ulti of the game. Wild Growth and a flash.
Mi je fajn, ulti ga neće ubiti, tako da je skroz ok.
A taster for what is hopefully to come.
Taster, like tapas.
Exactly like tapas. Trimby, he's going to flash away and he will live. So unfortunately for the viewers at home, no blood will be drawn.
What do the French call like their, you know, the cheese and wine
Okay,
boards?
first of all, asking me what did the French call, you're already off to a bad start.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Are you perhaps suggesting a smorgasbord? Because that's the only word I know that Medic uses all the time.
That sounds like Northern Europe, though, no?
Perhaps.
Smorgasbord?
I feel like, oh, I see what you're saying.
No?
Best of 5, danas best of 3, best of 3. Obično kad god se uključite u program, pored imena ekipa gore na vrhu programa, znači vidite, pored Giantsa imate dve prazne kockice i pored Cheaters imate dve prazne kockice, znači igra na dve dobijene. Kad je best of 5, onda ima 3 kockice. Tako da gledate na vrhu ekranu dok vam piše da li je best of 3, da li je best of 5. Trim bio gotov. Sve fiesta od partija, ali kažem, mislim, ja očekujem da će Giantsi biti bolji, nema šta.
I mean, there was good outplays, I will say that. Yeah, good sidestepping, good positioning. But my goodness, those skill shots. I think they hit Cadril in London. Like, let's have a look at this. The first, the EQ connects. The Temper Fate doesn't connect onto anyone. Good damage comes through from Jackie's. Then a flash from Bukata, so that ulti is dodged. Then flashing from Lot misses everything.
Flashing from Lot misses everything.
But then the binding from Jun finally.
Mislim, Trim bio je giga teško da igra, iskreno. Lulu je takav heroj.
Appetizer.
We are going to every.
That's not French.
The first place we're going to is every. If you haven't.
Appetizer?
We keep bringing it up on the side. Production at some point, please bring it up again. But I'm keen. I've never been to every. You know.
Neither have I.
It's like southern from like the airport, I think.
Again, you're asking a Welshman about geography.
But you're going. You're coming with us. We're all going.
Yes, that's correct.
So do you know where we're going?
France.
Yeah.
Right, Dragon getting lower.
Betty, no one's contesting this. It's gone.
You're right, yeah. I was excited. I was hopeful.
The Tempered Fate is down.
The worst part is it's 1-1 in Dragon. So now both teams are kind of like, on the next one. They're kind of
aperitif. But that's a
Herald,
drink.
though. Herald in a minute.
Oh, what's going to happen there?
I hope.
Hope what?
A brawl, a battle, a fight. The Colosseum yearns for death.
It does, doesn't it? But that's not French, that's Italian.
What, appetizer?
Oh, the Colosseum. Oh my god. The Colosseum.
We'd come back. My bad.
Bro, I've seen the Colosseum. That place is crazy.
It is crazy, yeah.
That's cool.
I went when I was a kid, so I didn't really appreciate it as much.
No.
All I thought about was, damn, it's hot. All right, here we go. Rooster, he's now in danger. It's 3v1.
Yeah, surely. Rooster is trying to Yomu's out,
Yeah,
but
they got him.
I fear he's definitely dead. I'm going to say definitely. Double cyclone.
Će Jace moći da radi, to je isto pitanje.
Herald is up in 20 seconds. That might just be a little bit of a booster to set up this play and make sure that Rooster can't join in. 30 seconds, he doesn't have TP.
I think Shifter's best play is to try and cross-map right now.
Okay.
Obviously, they've got the AD carry in mid lane, but maybe if they can invest an extra member or something towards that bot tower, maybe get a few more plates, because I do not think that they can realistically contest this Herald unless they can stall for another 12 seconds to allow for Rooster to then TP into the fight.
Okay, while you all think about the road trip, let's think about the potential fight.
Yeah. Are we really contesting this, Shifters?
Soft contesting. Bukata's here, wants to flag and drag in.
Zeki je fajn. Zeki je u stvari jedan od najboljih tank buildova na ult-based tankovima je bio Zeki u Protoplasm Harness. Ovo je Trib je fajn, imao je heal, ali ima i flash.
So it is a win for GX.
So this is what I mean. I felt like that they could have just full sent it mid, maybe sent it bot, just get a few more plates because they could not contest that objective. So I felt like all they ended up
15 minuta, 3 kile među dve ekipe nisam očekivao. Očekivao sam da će Shiftersi verovatno se raspadnu, ali igrom slučaja u stvari izgledaju decent. A Giantsi s druge strane ne rade dovoljno, bar ne za sad.
Shifters are the ones who aren't able to access it really. Tempered Fate, Paddock kites it away. Didn't even ulti for that, so good dodge from Jun. Away from Jun, rather. Now we wait again. 2 minutes 30. This is testing everyone's patience at home. Jun, maybe play? No.
No.
ISMA can make a play.
Again, I feel like pro play is very segmented.
How is it? Last series, how was that segmented? We spent 20 minutes in mid in game 1. They did it again. Another 10 minutes. Game 2.
That's true.
You know, I've just recovered off being sick. I was like, you know, I thought today, I'm like, oh, warm up to the game. Voice will be okay. Game 1 was like, no, bingo. No. Absolutely not. We are fighting. Betty puts on his best impression of the Wukong, I guess.
Ne znam baš za ovo. Nek je zatvorio sa Blaskonom, baš nije play, ali mislim da Nuk ovdje ima resete. Dobro, dobro od Wukonga. Flash, to je ult charm. Blokada, nice. Ovo je bilo clean. Ovo je baš bilo clean blokade. Jackie je opet misao. Ovo se Jackie izmušio. Blokada, flag deck, flash preko zida s ove dolne strane je bilo goated. Mnogo je lepo odigrao.
Shifters able to find 2-3 kills off the back of that. Jackie's almost doesn't kill Nuke in the river. It got so dangerously close. But hey, we got ourselves a fight. That's what we were looking for. Shifters end up coming out ahead. And it's here in the jungle. Shifters coming back out after a quick reset. The ulti looks so good, but the blast cone allowing GX to get away to safety, but not quite, because Nuke is here and he finds a good flank angle over the wall. You've got Isma able to get into the Herald, but a nice EQ from Bukada onto the backline means that Noah's got nowhere to go. They're able to pick up that kill. We're back to live. A bit of trading in mids.
Now that the juices are flowing, everyone wants to fight a little bit more. 7 kills can advance very quickly to Barrage. We're not going to see that one.
I dalje Fiesta. Minut 18 i dalje se Fiesta nije promenila.
This is the one that gives momentum, and Giant X have the flow right now to set up a fight and look to start this strike.
A really big base just came through for Paduk. He picks up some nice items. He's going to use the Hex Gates as well to get closer to the pit.
Paduk je spajkovao trunku jače od Eza. Ovo je možda play da Giantsi samo dropaju.
Lot is the one just taking it for now. Picks up the lettuce in river. Trimby's going to heal out. Paduk has found out. Shifters is a 4-man stack. Mid lane is being held right now by the Ari, and walking in is difficult. Jackie's gets some poke down on Nuke. Thank you, observers. So Giant X, bit of a health bar advantage. Nuke will have to teleport back in.
I don't think he's going to have enough gold to really buy anything of significance, but he will be in a better position to group with his team. Good vision from both sides, marking for any flanks. Rooster trying to get in a good position to land the shock blast.
He found out his angle is good. Lot flips him though. The charm only runs into a Cassante. Paduk stepping up onto Noah, slowed down, 2K, the engage from Isma is great, wild growth, Paduk spaces it out, the 80 carry can play, transcended, Lot, he's going to have to all out, but I don't think Paduk can die here, another kill
Clean, i ovo je njihovo isto, na. O, čeki, Jackie si uzeo to. Oni nemaju ovdje, imaju Barona za 4 sekunde, ne znači probaju da ga rade, nemaju junglera. Ja mislim da oni ne rade Barona ovdje.
They do lose the dragon, but they find a fantastic fight. Paduk gets all the peel that he could ask for as he just stands his ground against the onslaught of GX. They're able to find a good fight. Look at the gold lead in their favor now, just short of 6K. Shifters in control of game 1.
It's like game 1 against Vitality. Paduk taking control in the fights. Look how far he stepped up again.
So Rooster a little bit separated from the team, but Paduk flashes away, gets the ulti, and now it's a very awkward fight for GX because they've committed very deep, but Shifters are just playing to peel for their AD carry. The Cassante falls, the chase comes through as Nuke gets resets on his ultimate. They get the kill onto Noah, he gets another charge out, is able to connect that onto Jun. And in the extended fight, it's Shifters that walk away the victors.
Opet Shiftersi vode, a što način misli da Shiftersi da izgube ovu seriju. Ja ne vidim Shiftersi i da pobjede ovu partiju, mislim da oni gube 2-1. Ili 1-2.
Your takeaway is that Shifters now have the tools to win a lot of these, if not every fight. And let's not forget Baron is...
Nuke sa Medžajem je malo wild na 6 stakova, ne znam baš da li mu je to najbolji razvoj događaja.
Isn't she just bad into Lulu? Like, I'm gonna drop my full combo onto you. Okay, Lulu will ult and shield a portion of that combo. I'm now good, Aurora now doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but what have we learned today?
What have we learned today?
It doesn't matter what we think because in like the Z example, anything could work.
But haven't we just seen Aurora lose today? Isn't that what we've seen?
I mean, yeah, that is true. And you know, Cassante is like 1-11 in spring. So,
wait, really?
Yeah, production telling me that only Broken Blade has won on it.
Oh my goodness.
So,
1-11.
Yeah. Rooster is 4-13 on Jace.
But that is across, I mean,
that's across his career.
His career.
Yeah.
It's a hard time playing Jace. I mean, think about the Korean Jaces in the world, hot damn.
Okay. Well, we'll see if he can add another win to the scoreboard just like he did yesterday. Right now, it's Shifters in control of this game. They are getting good vision control.
Da se niste čuli kao mi iskucu vrat kad sam to radio.
I think Rooster going bot at this point is a little excessive, but he does have his team.
Okay, Jackie hoće da proba da nađe opener, ništa.
Good sidestep.
Lucas decided to go for the Medjais. All right, feeling confident here in game one.
I mean, I've kind of underplayed how good Nuke has been in some of these fights. I feel like the Ari's been getting maximum value. Let's see how Giant X try and fight their way back. I mean, favorites coming into the series. We have highlighted the early game of Isma into the stability of the solo laners. This does feel like a game where, I don't know, not a lot has happened. And then all of a sudden we've had explosive fights. Into Shifters using their gold to slap the wallets in the face of Giant X flag and Dragon to be blocked, but Cataclysm now flashed away from. Carter has the flash from the Cassante. That's down for 5 minutes.
But look at mid. They've got 3 members of GX sitting in top lane. This tower is completely undefended.
Svi pot kula, mislim da je jedan plate isto. Mislim, ovo bi trebao biti win za Shifters, ali kažem i dalje mislim da gube seriju. Mislim da overall oni gube svaku seriju.
Oh my goodness, okay, so Shifters just securing tower after tower. They're happy to trade that for the tier 1 in top lane. Completely worth it for them. Now they've got good early deep vision setup in the enemy jungle as well. Have a look at this.
I'm looking.
Ward setup here, 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 and here. This is all basically just a track every time GX walk into the enemy jungle. It's still a minute away, so Shifters will replenish those wards as Trimby is doing right now. A full stock in his inventory, got 2 control wards as well. A control ward on the jungle and even on the AD carry. Good guy Paduk contributing to that vision dominance that they have around the Dragon area.
Ricardo checks his Raptors. Giant X are trying to deny camps up in the top side of the map. Isma gets hit by the Baron as he walks out, but 40 seconds till Dragon. While both teams are focused up here, if Giant X can sink the Dragon, what do you think about this game?
I mean, it gives them a win condition through Soul, but right now I feel like Shifters is just playing the team fight betters, and I feel like Shifters just have way more damage. If Noah isn't consistently landing Qs in an extended fight, well, I say an extended fight, in a front to back, I feel like Shifters just win. Because Paduk will keep hitting as long as he can right-click, whereas Noah has to land those Qs, otherwise the damage isn't going to be there.
Sure, and you can tell he was thinking about a tempered fate, maybe onto Paduk, but he transcends, he jumps, or he flashes, and he's out. And but Trimby as well is just such a pain to deal with. And true shots.
Paduk je mnogo jači i dalje od Noe. Ok, engage. Unosi Jarvan u svoj backline, to nije bilo optimalno. Jako dobar Bard ulti, jer dogate blokadu, ali... Ok.
At the end of that fight, Trimby, to help his jungler get out, flashes forward and polymorphs Jackies so that he doesn't have any potential additional damage that can come through at the end of the fight. Great awareness from him, realizing I don't think I can provide the peel needed to escort my jungler to safety, so instead what I'll do is I'll mitigate their damage threat. Well played from Shifters, the ultis looked really good, no one ends up dying. A lot of summoner spells burned though. Noah, flash gone, barrier gone, heal gone, flash gone from Jun as well. That bot lane now a lot more susceptible in an upcoming fight.
Carter looking for the remnants of Giant X as they split off. Cosmic Binding has no follow-up damage, so nothing to the play. As you said, Jackie's was denied. Giant X now reset, move up towards his top Baron. And where else would Baron be, of course? Looking for a pick once again, maybe onto Paddock. Jackie setting it.
Trimby cijel ovaj game ga hvatio van pozicije neko. Ne znam kako na luo može toko bude van pozicije, ali ajde.
As the Arc Light of Ruin doesn't connect on anyone. Lot gets a slowdown onto Nuke, and he's not taking any damage here. Tempered Fate easily dodged, and John doesn't hit that, but Jackie's hits this. It's bigger. Time Redemption comes down. Shifters get healed up. Between Worlds is down. Drop Barrage down. Tempered Fate down. We haven't seen a cyclone, and Lot holds onto his ulti, but Giant X got Trinity.
So, about my earlier statement.
Yeah.
Turns out that regardless of what Lulu can provide, if you don't have it, Jackie's kills you.
Yeah, that is also true.
I mean, flawless combo here from Jackie's, goes over the wall, rocket belt combo, Q into E, one
Šoto ga, bukvalno ga ubio.
surge as well, yeah, very nice burst damage. Rooster now caught out.
He's indeed caught, he flashes away. Ismar doesn't have anything more. TV's going to come in to get out, and he does. Rooster escapes the play, but now Teleport's not going to be up for a while.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot burnt from Rooster, and for no real reason. Like, he was so deep on the bot side when Shiftos wasn't really threatening anything. If they were hovering around the Baron, there's a world where they could have started that objective off. So, a misplay there from Rooster as his team could not capitalize on the pressure that he was generating. Jackie's, though, 4-1-0, 3 items finished for him. He's a real threat right now. Shifters have to be cautious of. Paddock on the other side, though, insanely fed on this Yunara. Level 15 now for him. He's a scary AD carry, to say the least.
Jackie's versus Paddock. Jackie's goes in across the fail, tries to find the burst. Again, it's that weirding two-fold hex combo that he's landing every time, but Nuke as he gets over the wall, tries to find the charm, it's on the lot, he gets polymorph, he gets hit hard at half HP. They're doing a good
Dok ima ult, samo čeka. Ima još jedan i možda ne, neće, okej. Sve više će proba da ulte, proba da charma, ali plaši se jer ako ulta i onda nema, Padak. Holy shit, Padak je pao. Ja kažem, mislim da Shifters gube seriju svakako. Samo je pitanje da će izgubiti 2-0 ili 2-1.
The blast code forces Nuke back over the wall. Polymorph comes down onto Lot. He's sidestepping what he can, trying to get away to safety. Flashes, gets all.
Ne znam, neko se misli da Nuke treba potencijalno komituje. Imao i flash. Mislim da najgori slučaj da ultinaš i da nemaš naći ugao flash outaš i to je to. Ali nekako Giantsi, to jest Shiftersi kao da su previše oklevali u toj situaciji. A Giantsi gubi 5 soma gold, oni su u fazonu 50-50 fight i za nas bomba, jer bolje nećemo dobiti sigurno. Bravo, i sad full commit. Ok, flash outove, nije ult outove. I sad su izgubili Barona sa... Oni vode 6 soma golda, gube Barona, ja ne mogu da verujem, bukvalno. Znači, legitimno ne mogu da verujem. Gdje smo, Renze, šta ima? Šta ima, šta se radi, jesi dobar? Vidim na Discordu, ozbiljna družina se okupila. Da se nadam da Valo ide chill. Nama prva serija bila giga fan, ova druga malo upitna, najblaže rečeno.
With this Baron buff, they're definitely a lot more competitive as we get closer to the next Dragon's
It was over 6,000 gold, 3.5 now at Shifters lead. So we are seeing a Giant X comeback that really does feel like it is on the back of Jackie's. 5-1 here, the only one with a gold lead, and some of the picks that he's found onto Trimby, onto Paddock, has set the way and paved it for Giant X to get their breathing room in this first game of the series again. Shifters hovering around the
Lagano. Kako ide climb u Valorantu?
It does feel like Giant X are so willing to contest and fight it out 5v5.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right on the money with Jackie's. Paddock steps up forward. Jackie's goes to the
nema. Nope. Isma traži neki flank, ali nema ni on ništa.
All about pressure here for Giant X as Shifters pay respect, back away, and Arclight, or rather Transcendence, excuse me, from Paddock has been used while Nuke is nowhere to be found.
Nuke wants to keep pushing in this bot wave, deny a possibility of GX converting into this bot tower. Standing gold, they would love to grab, but that's going to be a Dragon uncontested. Paddock using his ult to get away to safety means that they don't feel confident enough to force this fight.
Soul point.
And GX, yeah, as you rightly said, soul point. Jackie's though.
Bukata's
Is he in danger? Does he know? I mean, this is too deep. I don't think Bukata has any threat here.
If he goes in, will he just get 1v1 himself? I think he will. Isma going over the wall. They've found a play. Trimby gets bonked. That's just the damage here from the Wukong. Trimby at half HP, and he is volatile in this game. Getting harder and harder to play for the Lulu.
Squishy, squishy loot.
Tribi ceo game ne može da igra, bukvalno. Bukvalno ceo game ne može igra Tribi.
Admittedly, Product doesn't have Infinity Edge yet. But when he gets
Čoveče, oni su vodili 6000 golda s 2 Drake i dalje gube game. Ja ne mogu smislim ove shifterse, najiskrenije. Znači ne kapiram kako može toliko da budeš ahead, ali ne znaš kako završiš game. Jer šta onda očekuješ u partiji koja je nerešena? Kibukada flankuje preko ono, ja ne znam čega. Odličan Bard ult. Kako su lepo odigrali ovo. Ovo je samo pobjeda za Giants u fajtu. U fajtu. Možda nije u game još, ali u fajtu jeste. Ne znam šta rade shifters, iskreno. Jako, jako čudno.
Jackies with a multi-man ulti, they wipe shifters off the board, and after being 7k gold behind,
sad je even, sad će vode, nakon onoga.
Jackies find a beautiful comeback.
Ne mogu završiti partiju. Ne, shifter samo izgubili, ovo nije... Ovo se ne događa. Pedak pada. Rooster je živ. Više nije. I sad imaju 40 sekundi, 50 sekundi za dvojicu solo lanera. To je stade carry-a i top. I dalje, mislim, Nuk je tu. Polako, čeki, polako, Asteri, chill. Možda Nuk ima nešto. Nema ništa, šale se. Imaju wave. Oj. Ma, samo završi game. I no ima kill. Ok, GG's. Ovo je, kažem, normalno za Giantse. Svakako, ali vidjet ćemo. Imamo 10 minuta pauze. Evo tamo da pročitam za vrata koji je pitao na početku partije. Ne zaboravim koliko sam koraka prešao za jedan game. 3200 koraka, eto, za jednu partiju. Tako da, slušaj, malo sam ga nagazio brže ovaj game, ali ima i toga. Ništa, pauzica i onda se vidimo u potencijalno finalnoj partiji za danas.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Baby, 'cause I'm it crushing.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Wait, is he switching lanes?
versus Cassandra here. Look, Cassandra.
She's flash.
Yeah. I have jumped in too. Try to kill. Okay, I have spells. Look on. Drake. We can go. Good job.
She's
I
no
have
flash.
Good job.
I just end. Well, good job, I guess. Sorry about that. Good job, Jack. I mean, not really. They were the same thing.
Attila the Hun, Hannibal, and Alexander the Great had all one thing in common. And they all had great understanding, but flanks. And I think flanks is an understood concept in League of Legends. And I want to break down a little bit how you can use flanks to not only protect your carries, but create a Sevdu frontline. So, I want to break down one of these fights that we had in this game. It's the dragon is spawning, and as I roll the clip out, you see Nuke is trying to get into a flank here. But GX has perfectly put up wards here, here, and here, making the approach super difficult for Nuke. So he actually takes a recall and TP's back just to kind of regroup with his team around this area. And now it looks a little bit shifty for the shifters, because now there's a big Cassandra here. Jackis actually went mid, and this is what allows them to kind of walk in here. But in general, it will be very difficult for them to win a standard front to back here, because Ari needs a flank, and Jace needs angles so he can land these big EQs. So what does shifters do? They'll loop around GX from both sides and tries to create break their formation a little bit. So you see now the Jace is walking up here and the R is walking here, and they're creating these pockets of pressure that GX has to respond to. So Jackis comes back, and now GX is in a tough position, because either they have to go straight here and engage, mark this Ari, or deal with his Jace that they have no idea where he is. Rooster's actually gonna portal over here and regroup with his Ari, so GX makes the call. They go all in on Padak. The Wukong flashes in, they commit everything, but look at this ultimate that Wukada finds. This Cataclysm completely zones up all the follow-up on Padak and leaves Isma completely alone. And you think, Finn, you're talking about flanks, why are you highlighting this Jarvan? But this Jarvan only found this fantastic Cataclysm because of the pressure that was created from the flanks by shifters. And I think this is a very important concept to be aware of when you play, because just because you don't have a front line doesn't mean you can just leave your carries alone and let them do their own thing. You have to create pressure through other means. You can't just click your enemies and play a front to back with champions like the Ari, like the Nico, like the Aurora. You have to be creative, and you have to make sense with how you play. It ends up with shifters chasing down all of GX and getting a 1-for-4 exchange, which probably should have led to a game win. Probably should have been what they needed to snowball the game, but it ended up being a tipping point that was in vain, because it ended up being GX that came back due to some fantastic picks by Jackis, due to some fantastic fights by Isma, and just overall solid gameplay that we've kind of grown to expect from GX at this point.
It's true, they're undefeated for a reason, Finn, and I love that you highlighted, and we will talk about it a little later. It's not that shifters do nothing well in these games that they've been losing. That's not the point. The point is, though, in this one particularly, they ran into a Jackie's that had a life game on Aurora.
He really did, because
wow.
It's just Shifters game one, I feel like they always come out the gates swinging, but Jackie's, who I criticize fairly often when it comes to his impact in mid-game, I felt like it was always about June and Noah, but right now, after so much criticism, not only from me, but from the community as well, he keeps finding these picks time and time again.
I mean, it feels like this was the Jackis that was promised to us, because we heard rumors about how good it was, but then he kind of had a low phase for quite some time. But now, in this LEC Spring Split, we're finally seeing Jackis kind of be that self that he was expecting of himself.
This was crazy.
On this Ari, on this Aurora, these picks back to back to back, finding it, escaping with 1 HP, all the time. So much pressure is being put onto Padak this game. He did his absolute utmost to carry on the Yunara, but Jackie's had other plans.
And it's not even the execution, it's just the positioning as well, as Finn brought it up. These games today have been all about positioning, finding flanks, and Jackie's is also just putting a lot of pressure through the side, through the positioning. He's not even about pulling the trigger, but he's just being in the right place at the right time and just constantly threatening until he finds that one winning play.
Yeah, it almost seems to be that extra mark that Giant X needs to keep this run going. Still undefeated. We'll see, of course, if they close it out 2-0. Finn, what did you want to say?
I mean, I just think it's so cool to see GX evolve.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, it was no one June will carry or you lose.
Yeah.
And then we started growing to see Isma becoming a captain for the team. We were like, wow, Isma's early games are actually so good. Isma is doing so much for this team, and now his Jack is as well, also developing. It feels like the development of this roster is just so quick right now, and people are stepping up that we didn't really expect them to, but I think it's so amazing to see kind of the team that GX is turning into.
We're sleeping on them still.
You know what I want to see? All of them coming together at the same time, because I've seen this time and time again from GX where they just all take turns leveling up, carrying games, but I still haven't seen them all collectively together over the course of a best of 3, over the course of a best of 5, or even in one individual game, everyone just synergizing incredibly well. But these are the growing pains that we expected to see from GX, and this is what we wanted to see more from them.
It's true, but I would say if one person is able to step up and carry a game for you, you'll take it as well. Now for Shifters, they have a couple of really frustrating losses where they've been ahead in most of these early games, and I always think back to kind of Nuke's state of mind, right? He's been vocal about this. We saw it on Twitter as well, etc. That these are hard things to grapple with, especially with the added context of, well, didn't we do a boot camp to get better? Yeah, but these are not the things that you have to show in these games.
Yeah, and I think this kind of highlights a team that works like this is a team of great individuals, but not really a lot of cohesion. And I think in a team where you have two people, two Koreans that doesn't speak the best English, that won't really push the game forward. Bukara is still, he's not a rookie anymore, but he's still a little bit new to the game. It's mostly on Nuke and Trimby. The weight on their shoulders to propel the game forward is immense. And they really have to do so much for this team to actually push them in the mid game.
I mean, you see it in the whenever we have a voice comm also, right, from Trimby. He's calling a lot. He's also constantly looking for flanks himself. It doesn't always work out, but yeah, I can only imagine the pressure as we go into this draft for game 2. There's no one in the studio, so we can hear the teams very clearly. The Giant X Camp, they're at an all-time high. They're having a ball.
They are. They're not even thinking about what happened before. They're just constantly going through the next scenarios. They're all having fun, being extremely loud. But on the side of Shifters, there's just hello darkness, my old friend.
My old friend. Okay, how do they turn this around? Because as you said, they were in a good position. They just ran into a Jackies. He's not going to have 2 of those games, or is he?
I mean, it kind of looks like he might. You know, I want to see them stick to what they're doing well. Because Shifters, you have things working for you. Your early games are immaculate. Think back to that Padak dive yesterday on Estral. Think back to that fight I just highlighted before. They do some things really well, and I feel like you can't walk away from that. I think like you need to harness what you're doing well and keep drafting these strong bot lanes and strong laners and try to make it all come together.
From my point of view, it's just all about oversimplification because, again, as we brought it up, Trimby and Nuke, they all have great ideas. They talk a lot. They talk often about it. But the most frustrating thing is about that cohesion. When you all don't pick the same plan at the same time, that's when things fall apart. And right now, if I'm looking at the draft, even though it might be a little bit weaker, I wish to see something a little bit more standard that plays more to Nuke and Padak's strengths, just to kind of keep a coordinated front to back so that there's no window for that cohesion to go out the window.
Well, they have chosen counterpick. So GX has blue side right now and first pick. GX is already setting themselves up for an enchanter bot lane with the Nautilus ban that is so common. Also Casio ban targeting Nuke is also quite common in our league right now. So I do wonder how they will respond to the eventual enchanter bot lane, because Ash, Seraphine are still up and available. Karma is still up and available. And so there's a lot of options here for both teams in the bot lane.
We always see this. Game 1, something happens with Bard. I either take the Bard or the Lulu, but it's always going to be the first 2 games. There's a lot of trades in the bowling. We see the Rise coming through, and the only one that I can see that might be matching from the side of Shifters might be the Azir that is losing quite often. It's not great.
What is the stats? 2-3-17 or something right now?
Something like that. It's just so weak early game. Maybe they do opt for the side of Talia or something like that that has a little bit more prio, but the Varus is coming in. Now, Varus is not something that I see very often. Everyone usually goes for the traditional, hey, let's go for the Karma, let's go for the Enchanter, but Varus opens up your comp a little bit more because he has utility from the ADC that not a lot of ADCs have right now, and he also can go for this sort of outrange poke. So Talia would make sense, Azir would make sense. When you pick something like Varus, it's just the catalyst for your team comp to go in any direction.
I'm also looking at Karma potentially if you want to go for that really heavy bully style bot lane, but Azir comes in, as you say, Rise Azir.
Talia is so good, Nuke.
Yeah, that's when I think of Nuke, I think of Talia. I think of him just enabling the map, but at the same time, Azir and Varus do make sense because even though Azir is weak early game and Rise is strong, Rise won't really have these sort of opportunities to go to bot lane or, well, top lane we will see later, but for bot lane, just because Varus is a bridge. Varus is a bridge, and what I mean by that is that he provides so much power in the early game that stabilizes the map and buys time for a weak champion like Azir to scale up.
Oh, Jhin lovers are eating good.
There we go. One. He's
What
at
do we
1.
think?
Can count up to 4.
I mean, Jhin is a classic answer to
True.
Varus because
He's going there.
Jhin kind of does the same thing as Varus does, but a little bit more follow-up because Jin's laning phase
Less
is really
fire.
yeah, less fire, less bullets, but a lot of strong laning capabilities and a lot of good follow-ups to something like a Nocturne ult. You can hit them with a Deadly Flourish and the Curtain Call to just kind of follow up to whatever Nocturne is
Global
doing.
bonanza.
Listen, the Nocturne did way too many things today. I
It
really hope
did.
I really hope for GX's sake that he's playing a little bit slower, because it does make sense with the Jhin, and it does make sense with the Ryze. You have threat of globals, you have utility, and for the team fight you have a lot of value, and he also clears jungle quite fast.
You could match jungle pick here, or just take the Karma as I did before, and now you have this super strong bot lane. Varus Karma is one of the biggest bully lanes in the game. So what is important now is you make sure you let them play aggressive. Pick a jungler that is willing to go there. Don't pick a top laner that requires a lot of help. And make sure Padak and Trimby can just push their lead and keep this Jhin under tower.
Listen, in a world where there's enchanters on bot lane, top laners are always homeless. There is
Evo nas nazad.
that you can get. Realistically, even if you can gank top, you should
Ne znam što je
never gank top. It's
izbacilo
all about the bot lane here.
ovaj
Because if the
drugi
Varus and
link, ali
Karma
nema
get
veze.
ahead and they manage to neutralize the Jhin, that's just a lot of value that is being added to Shifter's team comp.
I've seen it before though, that the enemy
Svaku energiju smo rešili, idemo da chillamo.
Jhin on the enemy team that wasn't supposed to do anything, Odoamne.
And he did.
And he did, so.
And he did. We might see the same. I mean, Jhin is not horrible. So here's the thing. A lot of time people love to bash on Jhin because it has to reload. It's an ADC that, how can you do damage when you don't have bullets and all of that stuff? But he's a neutralizer. In a world where there is a Varus Karma on the enemy team, there is no ADC I would like more than either, you know, maybe the Ezreal Karma, which is not an option here. But the Jhin makes total sense.
I mean, absolutely. Like the trinity of Jhin, Ashe, Varus was kind of the utility.
Jako čudni draftovi u drugim partijama danas, što je veoma diskutabilno. Znači, sudija veliki post desi. I se lepo proveo sa Soltijama, bilo chill tamo. Zašto zvučim čudno sam sebi? Mada bi trebalo da je fajn.
Give June some engage. I'm thinking something like a Rel. Anything that can kind of go in Alistar would work well as well. That lane would be difficult, but I don't think you can really match Enchanter when you go for a Jhin pick like this.
I don't think so. You're looking for something that puts a little bit of threat and has... Might be one of those supports that you just tank it a little bit until level 6, and then that's when you start having fun. On the side of Shifters, though, I really do feel like they need a bit of frontline, and I do pray that they're not going for...
Might just be a Sejuani, to be honest. I'm not sure what you... Because either you go Sejuani or you have to put the front line in the top lane.
Well, you have Maokai and stuff like that.
Mundo as well is a great choice, actually.
So, I was kind of hesitating. I was a little bit on the fences when it
Mundo je fine. Mundo u stvari skroz fine.
That he's a tank, but he also clears jungle extremely fast. When I think of Mundo versus Nocturne at this matchup, I do feel like the Mundo will be the one who's going to be first to the bottom lane. So realistically, as we said earlier, this is the only thing that you need for Shifters. You need strong both sides of the map to bridge the Azir into mid game.
I mean, yeah, when you have Azir Varus, you don't need someone to engage. You don't need someone to go in. You need a bouncer, someone that GX has to go through if they want to get to the carriers. And Mundo is just immovable in that aspect. So I think it's quite a clever pick. Renegade picked up together with the Narban, another classic. Looks like June is going to lean towards the engage a little bit. Rakan would be a very tough laning phase with Jhin, but
when you get out range, you really need engage. Ooh, now top lane is in a little bit of a pickle, because most of the times you're in the right now you're in the unfortunate situation where you go 5 pick and everyone's like, counter picking. He did the swappy swap. But anyway, counter pick the Renekton, and it's like, oh well, Nar is out. If you pick Canon, your team comp is a little bit.
Jax, to be honest. If you really want to like contest him in lane.
Yeah, but the thing is, so here's the thing. If you go Jax, we literally said that, hey, you want to have volatility on both lane. Can you afford to go Jax and play this? Oh
no. What? Dylan. Call Dylan. We went back. We said that Rooster had to pick something self-sufficient. Something that didn't need any jungle attention.
Ok.
Something that could just be.
Ajde, Tegdos, mislim, ajde, imamo interesantan game.
And he looked vain.
Mislim da je to okej, mislim da je okej. Jesam. Ja, to ti je loš, šta ti kažem. Ignore Pantheon, pick Vayne top. Vayne top.
Is it gonna work?
And I heard about the sport of Vayne spotting, because I want to see what this Vayne does. Because there's so many opportunities where I feel like this Vayne is just gonna walk up and get one shot.
There's a Nocturne and Ryze that's gonna gank her lane constantly. She's gonna be under so much threat.
Yay!
If he is to do well, he's gonna put on an absolute montage.
Let's play Vayne spotting, Verius.
Sure. I have played with many a Vayne in my time. I would consider myself a professional Vayne spotter.
You see 1 or 2 of them, have you?
Seen 1 or 2 of them in my time.
My biggest question is...
Yeah, go on, finish.
I'm just surprised the 2 top lane mains down there didn't get excited about seeing a Vayne into Renekton. Because playing the Renekton surely is the biggest nightmare. I mean, Nocturne is level 6.
But that's what they want. They want Vayne to lose.
Oh, okay.
Every top laner.
So they're biased.
Slažem se, svi hoće da je, to je fajn, to je fajn, to je fajn.
That both of them have been grinding for a week of LEC games, right? And then they're playing their Renektons, they're playing their Cassantes, they're playing their Orns, and then there's that one-trick challenger player that always plays Vayne or Quinn or that annoying champ that they hate. And so what this Vayne embodies is that one guy in solo queue that pisses them off.
Okay, well, I gotta say, first Vayne top for Rooster is a great way to end our week if this is it. But it is our second Vayne top in EU history. Didn't we have our first one the other day?
What? That's the second Vayne top
Alfari played it first.
This is only our second?
Didn't we have one the other day, or am I just cooked?
I mean, NA's been playing it a bunch.
Well, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
What have I been doing?
But it's the...
Ne, Vayne top je samo krst. Mislim da Da, dokle igra u Evropi, mislim da nema nešto puno uspeha.
So, in isolation, Rooster, I mean, I can tell you he's a Renegade player through and through. What a sucky time it would have. But it does feel like one mistake, and maybe the Vayne top is
That's
useless.
normally how it goes, yeah.
With any AD carry top, I guess,
If an AD carry makes a mistake in top lane, so basically the goal of the Renekton is buy armor boots as quickly as humanly possible. Meanwhile, the goal of Rooster is to basically make Lot's life miserable. And the sad part is, back in the good old days, you could lane swap. You remember that, guys? Remember that?
No lane swap. No.
Not anymore, you're trapped.
Oh no.
Now you have to play against the Vayne top.
So Isma race to 6, is that what Lot's calling on the comms here? Like, please, dear God, help me. Shifters is not the only lane that's going well. I mean, we see Varus Karma, so that's a winning lane.
Absolutely.
And then Nuke surviving against Jackie's here. Like, it's not like Azir has that bad of a lane. So, shout out to Shifters who do feel like they've, drafted, 2.5 winning lanes.
Yeah, but what Shifters have also shown us in this series, that even with a 7k gold lead, that's not enough to win a game. Which does, again, bring up some questions around their ability to convert an advantage into an actual victory. We'll see if they can turn things around, bring us to a game 3.
Should have learned that in Korea.
They should have. Well, Lot gonna do his best. I mean, really, that's
the gameplay.
Good luck, buddy. We'll see you in like 12 minutes.
Flash, ruthless predator with fury, and then you get condemned.
Rooster je skroz fajn. Mislim, Vayne i AP Varus na topu samo nikad ne gube lane, tako da... Samo je pitanje šta rade posle toga, ali...
I would see something like this. 22-9 already. Top lane being controlled, but Carter's going to get in the way.
Stop looking at the lumber. This is what it is. This is the reality that we live in. We've got to move on.
The lumber?
I meant number, sorry.
Stop looking at the lumber. I'm like, bro, what are we playing, Warcraft 3? Or we don't have enough resources in top lane, man.
Fight!
Okay, let's go. So we're going to get Bukata's passive. At the very least, that's something. Flash away. Bukata is scared. Nuke gets rooted up and maybe doesn't have the shifting. He has to get out now.
Čekao je shifting, izgubio je mnogo damage-a, nema TP, što je malo problematično.
The problem for Isma though is he can't get the bot crab because the bot lane of shifters have priority, so they have moved first. The crab still remains though, and it looks like Bukata doesn't want to contest this because Lane's got to get back to laning. The prow has been secured by Jackie's, and now it is Paduk. Forced to go the long way around. So Isma, he gets what he wanted. He gets his first Scuttle Crab of the game, but is the action over yet as Bukata?
It's a spell shot. It's the flash. Bukata's just going to die here. Immediate fear with Jackie's over the wall, adding the damage. First Blood and Giant X have got shifters right
Okay, Giantsi. Prošli game su gubili 7k pa su se vratili, tako da... Ako ovaj game ode relativno even, mislim da shiftersi samo ne igre.
Steadfast in his resolve, Trimby walks away to safety. But it is first blood secured for GX. Onto the Nocturne. We've seen one Nocturne today get ahead early, find some good early fights, but then fall short in the later game. See if Isma can convert this lead into a game win for GX as they find themselves with a strong start.
Wasn't really king of the early game last game, but we're back here now as Caught backing. Good interrupt from Jackie's.
Yeah, Isma's just calling, I can flash, I can flash. That's exactly what he does. He spell shields the slow, means that he's still able to get in range. Lands the auto attack, 400 gold for him. In terms of overall gold, of course, still even. Why? Vayne top.
Observers, can we...
No, don't look top lane, don't look top lane.
But let's look at the items.
Nobody wants to see this.
Let's look at the items. I want to see the items. Rooster. No, he didn't back. We're looking
Rooster verovatno za Ergo boots.
But observers, if I may tickle your fancy. Oh, yeah.
No,
that is interactive.
No.
He's got the final hour, and I'm about to call it time. If Lot ends up...
It's just bullying, bro.
I mean, I'm expecting more, but obviously the wave gets pushed so he can back, can't he?
You've got this Lot, come on.
Oh, final hour?
Ooh.
No. Bit of tumbleweed.
There's no way he's going to all in him.
Well, I just thought he was going to final hour.
Ne može da gol inu 3 života, ima ghost i flash. To se samo ne događa.
Now, biggest question is, with top going awry.
Mundo is on his way.
And the rest of the map.
Can they dive this? I'm going to give it a hard no.
Ricardo is not level 6. Now at half HP. Jun, hail of arrows, and the poke. Bit of turret shots taken. Good dodging from Paddock and Trimby. A briefcase over the wall, but Isma's here to reciprocate. He's not level 6, but he's...
Pa da iskreno shifterzi ako dođu do hyperlate-a, Vayne, Mundo, Azir, boga mi izgledaju dosta jako. Pametno što nije flashova Rise. Flasha Arrow, bravo.
Nice roam from Jackie's. Game 1, it was really him that decided the game. It was him that made the plays to bring GX back into the game, and now already 6 minutes in, he finds himself with 2 assists, giving that other kill over to Noah. Beautiful stuff from GX here in the early game. Regardless of the pushing lanes the shifters have drafted for themselves, GX are fighting valiantly. Noah's going to TP back into bottom lane, no farm going to be lost for him.
And you know, for Jackie's, I mean, we've been highlighting him because since Giant X debuted in this split, it does feel like Jackie's has been really solid. We had him on the casting desk last week, and he said he's like, oh man, everyone in the league just got worse, essentially, as you see there. But I do feel like Jackie's gotten so much better at the start of the split.
I think so. I think that he is actually now having real impact in games. I think that he's less likely to get caught on side. I think he's overall just making better decisions.
Oh, it's a flash, and there's a 4-shot incoming Noah. He can
stižak.
Paddock on the run.
Safety s ovaj nema boots.
That's a solo bolo for the man on the arc.
Fantastic punish from Noah in the bottom lane. Both AD carries find themselves dueling it out, but it is Noah's 4th shot that sends Paddock back to base.
2 kills last game. It was about Paddock in the laning phase. It was about Paddock's lead. Noah is getting an early start this time around. Giant X with a 1,000 gold lead, and this Jin that we know isn't running into a Scion this game, isn't running into a strict Lulu. Might be a better time for Noah here in this draft.
I mean, Paddock is already at about 50% HP. The first shot doesn't connect, neither does the second, but the third, that's actually enough damage.
Treb ga je više istrolova nego bilo što drugo.
Flash in, he wants to get close enough. Paddock tries to flash away.
I flash mu useless jer ti flashaš sa likom koji ima tier 2 boots na pola lena.
Gets that kill, and he paints a pretty picture.
Yes, he does. That's what Carter Jin's all about.
Bukvalno mogu da ga juri do sutra ovde.
Is the only one with the lead now. Because the rest of the map is burning just a little bit. And yes, Jackie's and Nuke is even, but whatever. Look at Jungle, look at AD Carry. Giant X putting on a bit of a display here as Dragon still sits up and waiting, and Giant X with a fed Jin. Maybe they can do something about setting that up early.
Flash.
Paranoia is there. Onto Trimby, as you said, with no flash, and a deadly forest connecting. Even a grand entrance. Giant X Nuke a target. Trimby dead. And Isma has gotten his first paranoia of the game.
Nice ultimate coming through from Isma. Means that GX find themselves another kill after kill keeps coming their way. 4-0 the advantage, but no objective gains just yet. They decided not to start the Dragon off. Instead, Isma going back to his own jungle. Mid with the push, I guess, is probably the big reason, as Nuke has been able to build a bit of a lead for himself thanks to all the roams that have come through from Jackie's.
Waving a good save for Noah here, by the way. Hail of arrows from Paddock. Won't be too troublesome with the Jin, with the Varus finding range, especially with the support present. Jackie's backing, must have been a bit of poke from Nuke as it's going to enable the invade from Bukata.
We're back to check in on our buddy.
Because he's been in isolation, and for Rooster, what a perfect way to start his game. Like, this Vayne is happy that all the action is down the bottom lane and not with him.
Yes, yes, yes.
30 CS up just about.
But don't worry. All of the Vayne hate watchers out there, they're waiting.
It's coming, is it?
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
I can feel it in my bones. I feel like this Vayne isn't going to have a good time, but maybe I'm wrong. I have been wrong many times in my career.
We were wrong today.
That's, literally today.
Okay, like that. I've got major whiplash from that SK series.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely don't trust me at all. Well, Kraken finally going to be started off by GX. This time with the bases coming through from the Shifters bottom lane. This seems like a difficult one to fight for. Jackie's
Ovaj game se definitivno čini kao grind, da bi samo Giantsi trebali da vineju polako, ali kažem opet, mislim da Shifters je razlog zašto ne rade ništa, računaju, aj samo da bude 0-0, mislim 0-4, šta god, 50 minuta i da bude u fazonu lagana priča.
I mean, I feel like I used the word illustrious in completely the wrong context, but it sounds good in a British accent, so it's often what we do. We can make things sound cool just because of our accent.
Part of me that thinks I know what that word means.
Illustrious?
Like famous?
I think so. It's something along those lines. It's one of those words where, like, I'm pretty sure I know what it means, but I don't quite.
It's nothing to do with lust, is it?
No, absolutely not. In fact, I think it's extremely far away from the word lust.
You know, we need medic call-ins.
I don't think we do.
New segment.
No.
Yeah, we just get.
I hear his voice enough in the back of my mind. I have cast with that man for like 8 years now. No, not quite.
Medivedi has become, you know, a family staple at this point.
A family staple.
Yeah, you're like Bill and Ted, like Morecambe and Wise.
Like Ed and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie without one of them. Yeah. Selma and Patty. I mean, the list goes on, doesn't it? For another 2 names that I can remember, and then that's about it.
Well, we find ourselves in a lull as laners continue to lane.
Yeah, we have lulled a bit. Today has been, this series, the early game has been lulling.
Yes.
And if we haven't been lulling, we've been lulling. What else is there to do in an early game series like
That's a crazy sentence. You're right, we have been laughing out loud, that is correct.
It's okay. I mean, sometimes you just need to stop and...
Taste the rainbow?
I was going to say smell the roses, but yeah, taste the rainbow. Sorry, what?
You don't remember that ad?
I do remember the ad, I do, but I just didn't expect...
It's genuinely what comes to mind when there's a big sigh like that. All right, there's a lot of people around mid lane, let's see.
Da mislim Shiftersi ne biju ovo. What? A gdje ideš tamo? Ah je dobro, Nuke, malo je vupsio ovo. Malo je bacio E na pogrešnu stranu, ali nema veze.
GiantX walk away unscathed.
Ultimately, GX paying the favor back to their mid laner. Jackie's making some early roams, but now all of GX roam towards mid lane. Nuke had nowhere to go. A good ulti from him created space between the junglers and himself, but it wasn't quite enough as the arrival of Noah, I think, was the biggest difference. That extra bit of damage required, the exhaust thrown on top of him, means that he doesn't bother flashing away. He knows he's got nowhere to go. Noah picks that kill up. Now Noah, 3-0-2 on the Jhin, a 1.6k gold lead. The Hex Optics already finished. GX continuing to extend their early lead.
Noah picks all kills up at this point, really. And that gold lead leads to a BF sword and a cloak of agility, so there is an IE coming next. And I am scared about the... I mean, this is why you said Vayne hate watchers lock in. Because a Jhin who gets to press curtain call and just unload into the Vayne, well...
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, cool, Vayne, 30 CS ahead, does it matter?
Ne znam šta da mislim o Vayne i dalje. Možda ako ide na onaj heavy crit build pa će imati dosta više impakta, ali... Da li Giantsi ovdje vode dovoljno dobro da regiraju ovaj skill koji dolazi od Shiftersa, to je veliko pitanje. Iskreno, trenutno mislim da je odgovor ne. Lepo. Moraju nastavi više da vode nekako. Mislim, nema šta.
Rise ultimate to help you close that gap. The Rakan to easily follow up. And the Jhin ulti. Whether it's the fear or the knock-up, they have the ceasing needed to find that kill. Vayne got a tower top lane. Has a 1.5k gold lead. The question is, does it matter? Oh, TP flank.
Okay, who is this going to be? It is a Vayne. Rooster gets to play the game.
Ajde vidimo. Ghost, ult.
Running away. Rooster is
Pam,
very
pam,
fast.
pararam, pam, pararam. Trimbi je flashova, Rooster neće da ghostuje. Bravo, Rooster, okej, setio se ghostuje, samo je možda kasno ghostovo. Šta sad, Rooster, šta sad, šta sad? Pam, pam, pararam, pam, pam. Tarara. Samo da je ghostova ranije bi stigli Rajza. Ako je ghosto kad je već bilo kasno.
That was an attempt by Rooster as he wanted to take over the game.
I thought some serious Vayne spotting was about to occur there. Rooster felt desperate as he was eager to force that fight, but he ends up staying healthy, staying alive, getting out of that situation now. It's Shifters in position on the Dragon. This is a hard fight for GX, but the TP will come through.
Used a lot though, Veti paranoia up in 5 seconds. Turn off the lights, Isma will start the fight.
Backing off.
Jackie's is going to machine gun blow. Carter, he gets sent away, half HP, and yeah, they just leashed it for them. They're a bit scared of Noah and the fact that Isma was about to launch again.
Even if Nuke TP's in, he doesn't have his ulti available, but we'll look back at the play. Flash over the wall from Tribby to try and get the root. Jackie's uses it to proc the phase rush. We're back to live.
We are back to live. Bully Nuke
Tako je fajn je Nuk.
is working well.
1100 golda i dalje premalo u 16 minuta. Lagano, Aljoša, nema problema, naravno. Mislim, gledaj, zavisi kojom brzinom idem. Znaš, ja idem brzinom od 2.5 max. Ja stvarno gledam da ne trčim na traci dok radim jer kao nema potrebe, znaš. Više to koristim onako, duže ću biti na traci, ali će biti manji impact. Nego da ja sad ono, znaš, sprintam i da riknem za pola sata i onda ne mogu budem na traci više. Tako da meni je skroz lagano, budem 2-3 sata na traci, ali konstantnom nekom brzinom. Neko mi je više... Recimo da živim, to mogu svaki dan da radim i da... da budem lagan.
Giant X has got all their eggs in the top lane basket for now. It's because Herald's up and
there's no Herald fight this time, GX. Don't even try it.
Okay, I guess no paranoia, so that would make sense, yeah.
They've also committed 5 people to this. You can just leave Jackie's bot. Like, he's going to melt through that wave, go get yourself a plate or two. I think he's fine with this trade.
Shout out to Lot, by the way. Lot, who has just quietly been suffering in this game, who is now caught up on CS.
Quietly? It's only... Oh, that's a realm warp.
It is a realm warp, and Paddock just burned his flash. Now, how's he going to get out of this one? Deadly Flourish, and again, Jackie does everything, but he does die to the turret.
Malo unlucky što je bilo kill za kill i... Ovo je fajn za shifterse, svaki event trade je ok za shifterse. Samo ja čekam da vidim šta će Vayne da radi, iskreno.
I still didn't watch the game, but I know 7-1 happened.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, I think Nuke's in danger.
He is as well. Operation Bully Nuke once again. Perfect spell shield. You cannot send Isma away. He just stands there and autos.
Isma's gotten so much value out of his ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
I think almost every ult has either gotten a flash or a kill.
Yep.
Credit to him. He's doing a good job on this knockdown. This is the Isma that we were promised. Didn't get to see it in game 1, but definitely showing up here in game 2. 3-0-3 the scoreline for him. Noah, though, with a more impressive 4-0-3, as his Jhin has just been so impactful.
Oh, yeah.
The problem becomes, can he get through the Mundo later into the game? Does he need to worry about the Mundo later into the game? And will this Vayne carry? Or will it be a quiet Vayne spotting event?
Well, Trinity Force looks like it's coming up next for Rooster. So I look forward to that. Now...
Fair, Lukinzi, fair. Ja nekako ne verujem u shifterse kao igrače. Ok, Rooster. Flashovo se, ghostovo. Dobit će kill, dobija kondem za 5 sekundi, tek on će da umre za to i dalje fine za shifters, I guess.
Rooster went quite deep. He went way too deep. Ultimately, it was a trade of kills, but he traded all of his summoner spells for those of Isma. We'll see if that ends up backfiring for him later. And the worst part is he doesn't even get the kill.
He doesn't. Bukata got it.
Yeah, Bukata ended up securing that one.
Lot is only 450 gold down.
Yeah, because he did get the kill, and that's the big thing, right? So, while that was happening, mid tower gets secured for GX. Mid tower gets secured. Sorry, top tower gets secured.
Holy audio.
Suddenly the way louder game sounds.
What is Rooster, like, Rooster needs a better headphones or what is happening? Alright, we're diving Padak, he's dead again.
Jadan Padak, ne igra AORUS. Ne želim da kažem da i zaslužuje, ali...
What is there to say about this game? GX are just finding pick after 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 pick. I believe that was 10 times. And
AD carry bez escape-a, u competitive game-u samo neće igrati.
Like they're pushing their side lanes very nicely. Jackies is using the realm warps to great effect. Nuke has been invisible this game, and he's looking to add to the stats of the Azir. I still didn't get that confirmed, by the way. Stats, if you could confirm for me what the win rate of Azir is here in EU. I swear I saw it was like 5 and 6 earlier.
Would you like? I can just do it for you.
No, I trust stats.
Okay, well you don't trust me.
No, not really.
I mean, it says this split. It's 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at GOL.
So I don't know where that number came from, the 2 and 17. This is why we have to get stats double check.
Cap's doing 0, Yehu is on 1, Jojo's on 2 out of 4. Humanoid has 1 out of 3.
So I was definitely misled.
Yeah, you were.
There you go.
The internet, dangerous place.
It is a dangerous place. I should have fact checked. I should never trust things that I see on the internet.
Let's come back to the question, can Rooster carry? Because it's Dragon Soul. And Shifter's just... Do you think it's a problem with Engage again? Do you think there's an Engage problem that Shifters will have to get over?
I think...
Is he going to have to do the rookie
GX have just been outplayed.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what has Mundo done this game?
Gone?
What has Isma done this game?
He's actually gone more where he pleases. Isma's done a lot.
Right, that's my point. I feel like that this game has just been a jungle diff where Isma's ganks have just almost always got...
To je fair, mada opet je jako je lakše Nocturne da gankuje nego Mundo, zar ne? Ali opet s druge strane Shifters imaju šta, znači sad moraju za 4 minuta se bio Vayne ima drugi item. To je ono što vam kažem, ne znam da li su u dovoljno dobroj poziciji to. A realno gledano.
What's the difference here? Let's pretend Shifters are like G2 in this context.
Okay.
What do you think the difference would be? Or do you think that...
I think G2 would also be struggling. I mean, the difference would probably just be they probably wouldn't have picked Vayne top, yeah.
Okay, so that
but again, like, I don't know if the Vayne top matters, is my whole point.
Right,
I think that this has really just been decided by Jackies has better roams than Nuke.
Yeah.
And GX have just been better at finding picks. And like this game has just been decided by picks, and so Rooster's impact is kind of irrelevant in all of that because now they're just 4k gold behind.
Yep.
And that's not Rooster's fault, but now he's got to live with the consequences.
That's true. Herald bot would be a bit of extra gold for him. Giant X are defending menacingly though, as Noah's now joined in. He's got curtain call, so his range is going to be even more menacing as Ark goes down. Lot does take a bit of poke on the foreground though, and no dragon down here, so it's not
3 minuta fight koji vjerojatno odlučuje game. Mislim da ako Shifters je dobio fight, to im kupuje dovoljno vremena da mogu da naskiraju da se biju. Ajmo da vidimo. Opet na jadnog pedaka, bacio je flash, jako dobar. Sam i koji do Vayne radi manje damage-a. Lot je možda mrtav. Ali ih je odradio, ali naravno pogodit će ga se mrtav Sven. Mrtav je Sven.
set up by GX.
Hysterics, the Nocturne did it again! The Nocturne, he just goes in alone and dies!
He had no follow-up.
There was nothing. The idea was really good from Jun and Jackie's using the Realm Warp to get in behind, and then maybe that could be a play, but the Nocturne just went in and died!
And now it's a 5 versus 4. There is a smite available because respawn here of Giant X's jungler. Curtain call from the one member that's super mega fed. Bukata pops the ulti, but Smite gonna come first. Bukata close to dying. Baron goes down, but Jackies will take down Bukata in response. One for Baron though, when you were so far behind, is mighty work.
I think Shifters are very happy with how that all played out. A quick TP came in from Nuke to respond to the engage from GX. They find themselves 2 kills and they get themselves the Baron. Now they've got a foothold back in this game and they can look to fight back against the leading GX.
Look, you might say it was the Nocturne inting. I might say it was Rooster playing that fight to perfection.
Sure.
Vein spotting, let's have a look.
So again, the coordination here. Nice idea. Early ult from Jun, can't get in range. Then
I ovo je zašto igrate Nocturne Orianu uvek.
Look! The Nocturne just kills himself! Like, what ults? And it's like, well, this is awkward. And then Rooster, I mean, yeah, he can just work with his team, chase down some kills.
Ili Nocturne plus bilo koji follow-up. Jer ovako Nocturne samo uleti i rikne. Gde si Legend? Hoć. Ne znam koliko ću dugo streamati večeras, ali hoću streamovat ću. Završi se ovaj stream, ako trebam da ne vrem da ću ništa jesti, proštam Luje, iskoliram Malkice i palim live. Ćemo malo odigramo Solokija, vidimo kako ide. What? Ismo mu se flashovao gore da mu blokira dash, lepo je odigrao.
And the knock-up as well. Shifters had an advantage and they're throwing it away. Flash away as Paddock tries to get some poke, but no, opens up the curtain call. Shifters in a lot of trouble. Paddock is slowed down. The bot shot almost hits Bukata, but Giant X pick off Paddock. He was separated. Deadly Flourish again. Noah shepherding the mid-wave in, but the play's already done. It's Soul over to Giant X. And the Nocturne's back on track.
Good adaptation there from GX. Start the play by finding a pick. Nuke is cautious. Lot finds a good angle deep in the jungle, ready to catch Nuke on the rotation. The ulti comes through. The flash in front.
Ovo je fajn od Ismi, on zna mora forsira pleve, tako da ovo uopšte nije loše.
Then results in GX having the numbers advantage of finding another kill.
Carter just halving here, not great, but what hurt the most is they're just all there for Noah, and Paddock goes up. The rest of the team go down.
And you identified it. Paddock split up from his team. He realizes he's got no flash, he's got nowhere to go. He ends up dropping and the soul gets secured by GX.
Rooster once again the only one ahead, but against the mountains. I mean, maybe it doesn't matter. Vayne has true damage.
Yes, that's true. Shields do still work against true damage, you know.
Yeah, they do, but I mean, it's just a fact, isn't it? I'm not wrong.
So those are just 2 separate instances?
2 separate, just happen to be after I talk about Mountain Soul.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Alright, well, is this an elder game? I think it's an elder game.
Ja.
We've got another 5 minutes.
Isma forsira koliko može, mislim.
Now it's a stalemate again, Hysterics.
Giantsi vode 5000 golda, imaju Soul, ali mislim da taj Soul nije toliko relevantan uzeći obzir pikove. Bravo, lep spell shield, samo mogu da probaju da kolapsuju na Pedaka koji je bacio port. Mada Jackies malo izrifovao, ima flash, ima shield. Mora preko, on će padne, kakva greška ovdje. Jackies za...
Hitting out onto that tower, going to get quite a few plates for himself. Don't think he'll be able to... Actually, maybe he can secure this tower. He's got plenty of time here. So it's 1-for-1 in kills, 2 towers secured for GX. I think they're overall happier with the play.
Replay, this one.
So, again, good use of the Nocturne ultimate to attack the side lanes. Fine picks. The Rise ultimate comes in to help. The spell shield, nice start to the fight. Then Paddock has to TP in, flashes over the wall, which is his, by the way. He can just run through that thing. Yeah. But he's paranoid, tries to create space between him and Jackie's, and is able just barely to get the kill.
It was a close call, though, the actualizer. The damage from Jackie's almost took him out. It was a 3k gold lead between mid laners after all. Nuke is not having a good time this game. been caught out in sides, and I think in that bottom lane now at least 3 times as Jun looks for the knock-up, get passive from Bukata. Baron's up in a minute 20. Verdi said it comes down to an Elder game. Maybe it just does. But Shifter's not out of this just yet. We have seen how these fights can go if Nocturne doesn't get an isolated target.
I just wish Nocturnes would stop screaming Leroy Jenkins
and just running in,
throwing the raid, you know.
God damn it, yeah. And so,
mislim, kažem, i Vayne bi u teoriji trebala da ima neki impact, ali malo je čudno. Ne znam, čudan mi je ovaj Vayne build. Trinity sa Storm Razorom je baš nekako čudan. Ništa, juri ga. To juri ga, čovječ, i tuci ga, šta te bolo? Imao je ulti, imao je flash. Možda igra.
But all right, Baron now, 18 seconds. GX and Shifters both want this objective.
Question, Betty, is it bad there is no anti-heal versus Shifters? Are you worried about that?
I don't know if it matters. We're about to find out.
Here we go, Paranoia, the dive from Jun as well. Oh my god! It's a cluster. Emperor's Divide not bad though.
Giantsi. Tu i pikaš Vayne i biješ se bez Vayne. Ne, odlično, super, sve super, ja Shiftersi, okej. Rooster je fine. Neće da umre, ali ovi će izgubiti game. Ne znam što rade, iskreno, baš nemam pojma što rade.
As Nuke and Rooster have to defend their nexus.
It's been a turbulent Monday, but a 4-0 night Giant X will make as they 2-0 Shifters without a win yet in the LEC as they re-debut in spring, but Giant X without a loss as they look to take down the final parts. Noah's returned, Jackie's remained, Lot survived, and Isma has stayed the same. His early game has been magnificent, and this Nocturne has been hit after hit after hit as
Clean, nema šta.
in week 3, 4-0.
Top of the table right now, undefeated, handshakes across from the roster. Jackie's with a good series. GX feeling very good with their spate right now. Their schedule is only going to get harder from here as they start to fight the other top teams in the LEC. But questions continue to rise for Shifters. They're in a very difficult spot. Yet to get a game here in the LEC. You can vote for your player of the series, Jackie's, Noah, or Jun. All great options.
Ne, loš fight su opet uzeli, ali nemam pojma. Mislim, iskreno kažem, očekivali smo Shiftersi gube svejedno kad su izgubili game sa 6k gold leada. Kakva je šansa kada i u stvari game even ili kada gube, tako da stvarno nemaju baš što da rade, bilo kako bilo. Kraj prenosa za danas, ljudi moji, ostavit ću ja naravno intervju da nakon toga gasimo streama, vi se vidimo malo kasnije na solo queue i na možda još nečemu, vidjet ću, zavisi kako bude solo queue išao, tako da pecu ćemo solo, pa ćemo vozimo dalje, ostavljam intervju, vi uživajte mi se, vidimo kasnije.
0-6-2 on the scoreline for him. Yeah, he was completely shut down. Couldn't really have the impact that he was looking for. But yeah, GX with a solid 2-0 on the day.
Yeah, just quickly, Desk, I know you're going to talk to Lot and Jackie's. Jackie's, do you own a comb?
Did you say cone or comb?
Look at his hair.
It's not hair shame him. He just went like Super Saiyan on Aurora.
Why are you hair shaming our mid laner? He plays smurfing.
Yeah.
Since I have this, it's only MVPs.
Yeah, you got to talk in the mic.
Also? Yeah, hello. Oh, we are already on here?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, we're already live.
The mechanics were in the hair follicles, clearly.
Yeah, it's all live. Congratulations, let's go.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Lot, did you play Vayne spotting? How was it to play versus the Vayne?
I mean, today was tough. I'm playing into the laners, kind of cringe, so I don't know.
Come on, but still, you did good.
I mean, I was just... My team was jumping, so I'm just farming, you know.
It's one of those classics where you're playing a shit matchup, you're sitting there just farming in a tower saying an enemy has been slain, an enemy has been slain, and you're just like, okay, 20 CS down, 30 CS down, 40 CS down, we're gonna win the game, baby.
Yeah, for sure, I was just keeping my sanity good, so I hope my team can kill me. They did, so I'm happy.
They did. That's the most important thing as a top laner, keeping your sanity good, right?
Yeah,
definitely think so.
It's definitely difficult at times.
I know. Don't worry. That's why you're here now. You're in the asylum. On the desk. Jackie's congratulations. Tell me a little bit about game one. We'll start with that because that was a solo carry performance if I've ever seen it.
I mean, thank you. But yeah, first game I think was a bit shaky from us. I mean, I also think our draft was good champ-wise, but I don't think we had that much tools, honestly. It's like we go in and they flash and then we are just like standing there like NPCs and can't really do much. So, but from my side, I mean, sure, it looked like a carry, but I'll be honest, enemy team was running into my spells and they just died. That was legit it. So, but yeah, I'm happy they did it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we won.
Honest.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the Proto Belt on Aurora? Because I feel like you would lose a lot of damage playing Proto Belt, but then I see you just one-shotting their carries all the time. Is the stats just that good? Is that why you buy it all the time?
I mean, the thing is about Proto Belt, the stats are very, like, for the cost, it's very good.
Efficient, yeah.
It's very efficient. At the same time, it also is probably the best build path in the game for first item because you have an alternator. If you need HP, you buy HP.
I mean, it's that or Storm Surge, yeah, if you want the big boom.
Yeah, it's very nice. And on Aurora, I feel like having a dash forward is also very OP. So then also you can combo with your ult kinda in a way. So it's for sure by far the best item.
To like go.
So you can Proto Belt, you can
yeah.
like Nako did it yesterday.
I think we have some replays of it. We showed them after the first game. I think it's your pro view too.
Oh really?
Yes.
Show me the swoop swoop.
Look.
Swoop swoop? I don't think I did that much swoop swoop.
It was just big boom, I think.
Oh, Proto Belt.
We get this montage.
Boom. This is your montage actually.
Okay.
Talk me through, Jacket. What are you doing?
I'm pressing buttons.
Oh my god, it's pressing buttons!
But you guys are showing when I miss?
Yeah, it's just to build you up for when you do it.
I mean, you hit your ult, you know?
This one is sick.
I missed again.
Oh yeah, but okay, the next one is sick.
But here, you know when I said they are running into my spells, enemy Yunara just decided to do it kinda.
To be fair, isn't Aurora just button bashing?
I mean, yeah, but the thing is like, you don't have that low CD, so if you kinda miss, you need to be very careful.
Yeah.
But when you hit, it does like 1k per spell. I think it's really balanced. We should never change this and keep it in the game and yeah.
Yeah. We were also Cassante spotting actually. Did you know Cassante is not doing too well?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a horrible pick, but...
Why?
I don't know, the matchups and the combos probably. Like, I pick Cassante into 4 range, and the mid champion is Javan. Odds me equals out. I cannot
211.
Yeah, 211.
Actually, talk to me a little bit about tank tops, because I feel like unless you're playing Sion, playing tank top is like completely unplayable right now. What do you think that is? Just under-tuning in laning phase?
Yeah, I mean, more than laning phase, like the team comp, and like there is some matchups you can survive, you know, like you pick Xanthi into Jace to neutralize the matchup a bit, and even though you neutralize and do good in lane, you play into 4 range, for example. The first game